You can smell Ralph down the hallway.
He's supposed to get right in front of the door, too.
Hey, Romeo.
That's terrible.
Fuck, I'll clean it up.
Thank God the floors are dark.
What's going on over there?
Those ones we were looking at yesterday, the ones with the big racks.
Yeah.
They're wearing vegan outfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can listen to it.
Leaves in the desert outside Las Vegas goes on. Everyone stepped in Wednesday to help protect them. An investigative team first reported finding more than 100 miles of radiated leaves in August in a desert outside of Searchlight, which is a Robbins and KERN newsroom with news every half hour when it rains on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
She just got it pretty good.
I know. I said, "What's up, Count?"
So every time somebody walks in, you should be like, whoa.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, however you may be viewing. For those subscribing on YouTube, it's the Ralph Bailey Show, right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Chris Burdick producing on this final day of October. Happy Halloween to all of you juvenile adults who dress up and act like children for a day. I cannot stand this day. Ugh. Can you explain why? Yes. That's what I thought.
I have a soft spot for the dark and spooky, to be honest with you, but I just have some of my fondest memories as a kid was trick or treating and going to get the candy.
I have very fond memories of my childhood. I had a spectacular childhood that I wouldn't change for anyone's. I just don't remember. I just remember getting a pillowcase and having lots of candy, and my mother screaming at me to brush my teeth before I go to bed. And that's about, oh, sorry guys. Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now? That's all I remember. The pillowcase full of candy and coming back and cursing out the Williamses who would give out fruit. Carol Williams would give out fruit, my mother's best friend.
See, I wouldn't care if you gave me fruit. I'd care if you gave me vegetables. That is a no-no.
She would give out pears and apples and bananas.
I'm cool with that.
Are you serious?
I'm cool with an apple?
No, you
Yeah.
would not when you were 10 years old. Googly moogly. What 10-year-old wants to eat an apple? Are you kidding? I would trade. There was always one corny kid, though. I guess you would, because there was always a Chris Burdick who you could trade. I give him my banana for that Apple Zappa.
Oh, well, no,
Deal.
let's not get crazy. I wouldn't be trading it for candy. I'm not stupid.
Well, there was a stupid kid in Cerritos, California. I forget who. It wasn't Gary. It was it was Larry Ramos. Larry Ramos, who loved bananas. We used to call him what do we call him? What's the chimp from Tarzan? Cheetah. Isn't that the chimp from Tarzan? Cheetah. Am I wrong about that? Anyway, Chris is actually looking it up. Would you stop?
I'm curious.
I think it's Cheetah.
You're right.
It's Cheetah?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we called him Cheetah. Larry Ramos, my next door neighbor. Great kid, great family. And he loved bananas. He was great. That was the true story I just told. I gave him a banana for his Zappa Zappa. He didn't like Zappa Zappas. He didn't like taffy.
Yeah, I love taffy.
I love Zappa Zappas.
Oh, it's so good.
I wouldn't touch them now. At my age, I'd be afraid they'd pull out one of my molars.
I can't. Like, my favorite were the Laffy Taffies because I like the fruity flavored ones a little bit better. But yeah, you couldn't have those out. Now, either those or Now and Laters.
Yeah, I've never. Oh, Now and Laters are horrible. God, they're horrible. They just make my teeth hurt thinking about them. No, I was a Butterfinger guy.
Nice, good call.
This is what a ridiculous kid I am. That's why I'm lucky I don't have full blown type 2 diabetes. I would literally eat a 10-pack of Butterfingers in one sitting.
Ooh,
I'd sit and watch a Dodger game and knock off a 10-pack of Butterfingers before the game was over.
I've done that once.
And then you have to brush your teeth after that because you got that stuff all stuck on your teeth on top of your oil. And even a 10-year-old is like, I gotta go brush my teeth.
When I was younger, just playing video games, didn't even pay attention to it, but I ate an entire, the Chips Ahoy cookie trays or whatever you buy at the store. I ate the entire thing in one sitting.
I could also eat, and this would drive my mother crazy because my dad would buy it for her and I would eat them anyway. I could eat 2 levels of cherry-filled chocolates.
Really?
You know how they come in a box and there's a top level and a bottom level?
Yeah.
Well, I first started being smart enough to eat the bottom level.
Of course.
Which would only delay my mother getting mad at me. In fact, she'd get more mad because she'd knock off that top level and she'd be looking forward to that second level.
They're all gone.
And she'd like, "Little Ralph!" And I'd be like, I know exactly what this is about. And I'm like, what? And when I was a little kid, I swear to God, I've told you I had a problem with telling the truth, but not about stuff like that. She'd be like, "Did you eat my stuff?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, Mom. You always talk about sharing, but not my stuff." Well, you know what I mean, boy.
You did not throw that back at your mom.
I did. I would not deny it.
Sharing is caring, Mom.
Because a lot of times, I'm lying. Because a lot of times when I got older, and my youngest, the middle sister is 4 years younger than I am. So once I got like 12, 13, and she's now in her middle age, then I could start blaming stuff on her. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm 9 and she's 5, I couldn't really put it off on her. Why don't we talk about the radio broadcast that we have for you this afternoon? Coming up at the bottom of the hour, as per usual, Rick Bentley will join us from KGT 17. We've got a bunch of guests today. Brandon Lang will be here at 4 o'clock, as per usual. We got some big ball games this weekend, including the Chiefs going to Buffalo, and I like Buffalo. Call me crazy. And by the way, I'm playing with Casino Money. My buddy called me and put a bet down and took Baltimore and got a win for me. So I'm gonna gamble a little bit this weekend. I'm $100 up. Mark Langell will join us at 4:30. The Dodger historian. He's good luck. We win when Mark comes on the program. So I'm pulling out all the stops, including. Did you see this? Went deep into the closet. Actually went into my second bedroom, the storage room, and went deep into the closet to find my 2020 World Championship cap, which is absolute good luck. So we'll talk with Mr. Langell at 4:30. And then at 5 o'clock, it is the 15th Dia de los Muertos. I took 8 years of Spanish, and I can't pronounce that. Dia de los Muertos, coming up on Domingo. And our good friend and head of the Hispanic Chamber, Jay Tamsey, my neighbor across the alley, will join us at 5 o'clock. And I got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to. The Abby Zwermer trial continues. She testified yesterday. If you are just joining us or haven't been hearing me talk about this for months, Abby Zwermer is the Virginia teacher, elementary school teacher, who was shot in the chest by a 6-year-old student. The 6-year-old student's mother is doing 2 years. In fact, she's about to get out of jail. She got sentenced back in 23 for child negligence. And now Ebony Parker, the principal, who was warned several times that a child has a gun, she's facing 8 criminal counts, but this is a civil trial. Zwermer, who is now 26 years old, is suing her and the school district for $40 million. She testified today, so you'll hear from her. And we will determine a winner between Thriller and Monster Mash in the Today Show brackets for Best Halloween Song. And We'll talk about a couple of elections. I got nothing but bad news for you today. And I'm going to bag on Trump today. So please don't turn the channel just because you're not going to like what I say. But the reality is Tuesday's going to be a bad day for Republicans. And I mean all over the country. Starting right here in California, Prop 50 is going to win. I mean, you can yell at me and say I'm wrong, and there's going to be this 20-point surge over the weekend, but no, which is horrific. Well, to me, it's good news on a certain level. Obviously, congressionally speaking, it's horrendous. But the good news is it's going to uplift Gavin Newsom. He is going to be, if he isn't already, the absolute leading candidate for 28. And for Republicans, that is wonderful news. We need to get down on our knees and pray that Gavin Newsom is the candidate for the Democratic Party in 2028 for the presidency of the United States. Because this is, and you know what else we got to wish for? We got to wish that Kamala runs as well. Because can you imagine the two of them? She's got to destroy him on his record as governor. And all the little Republican candidates, Marco, JD, maybe Donald Jr., who knows? They'll all be sitting, listening to the primaries, taking notes about Kamala thrashing Gavin about his work in California. How else can she distinguish herself? Well, you know what? She's so stupid and so incompetent, she probably won't. But if she does, if she gets some good advice, all the little Republicans will be taking, what you say? What you say? Oh, that's right, high-speed rail. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what else? Oh, the fires. Yep, the fires. Yep, lack of water. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this guy is just, we haven't played that all Smokey and the Bandits, Smokey Bear, Smoke on the Water. What's the name of the damn show?
All the Smoke.
We haven't played that audio, have we?
Gavin Newsom one?
Yeah.
I don't think we do, but did we ever cut it?
I that's what I'm asking you. I can't remember.
I don't think we did. I think we talked about it, but I don't think we ever cut it.
Where Newsom is playing the poor child that he came home to Wonder Bread
Find it. You want me to find it real quick?
cheese sandwiches.
Shouldn't take me long. I'm sure it's somewhere.
All right. Yeah, might as well. It's just, that his grandfather was, I forget what his grandfather did, but he was incredibly wealthy. His dad was incredibly wealthy. Just because your family's divorced doesn't mean that you didn't grow up in a private school. You went to Santa Clara because you couldn't have got it. He's told us his SAT scores were lower than mine. He didn't get into 4 digits in his SAT scores. He was in the 900s, which is like the nation's average. But that means it's average. So the only way he got into Santa Clara is because of his money and his connections. And then he went on Up and Smoke, Smokey and the Bandit, or whatever the hell that show is called. It's a black show with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, 2 former NBA players. And he tried to, these people, and it's not just a white thing. I'm not saying that because Kamala does it well as well. Jasmine Crockett does it well. But how come when they get around black folks, they got to suddenly talk, they got to talk like, I was just a kid and I'm like, that's not, then Jasmine Crockett will get on television. She'll take her white voice and she'll say that the president shouldn't be doing this. And then she'll get around black folks, be like, we need to do this. And Kamala does the same thing. And if you listen carefully, Newsom is doing the very same thing, where he's talking about how he's a latchkey kid and he just came home and went in the backyard and threw the ball and had to make cheese sandwiches. Shut up. But let's pray that he's our nominee. Let's go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, the federal judge, thank you, Jesus, has stepped in on the SNAP accounts, food stamps, demanding that the Trump administration pull out the emergency money that is brought in for such occasions and distribute that money. It'll stave off folks, the 42 million, from not getting food for maybe 2 weeks. And I think that'll get it done because I think the Democrats are going to hold out until after Election Day. For some reason, I think that's their point. And once they have the big day that they're going to have on Tuesday, where they're going to win in New Jersey, that gubernatorial race, they're going to win in Virginia. Winnie Sears just ended up being a really bad candidate. because she's losing to a really bad Democrat. Like I said, 50 is going to pass here. Hell, the AG in Virginia, who said put bullets in the speaker's head and his children should die in the arms of their mother so they can understand empathy, he might even screw around and win, but probably not. And of course, Zoran Memdani is going to win big in New York. It's going to be a bad day for Republicans on Tuesday. We are just getting started on All Hallows Eve. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and
KC. Also, I found clips, but it's all with him cussing, and they didn't bleep any of them out, so I don't know if we're going to use it.
It's trade deadline day in the NFL. We will have news, we'll have traffic, we'll have weather, we'll talk to the nice people from America's Job Center at Kern. It's all happening 6 to 9, right here at 96.1 FM and streaming live on the internet at kernradio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Everybody is headed to KC Steakhouse tonight to check out what the staff will be wearing. And the girls always come up with some kind of theme for Halloween. It'll be an interesting night on F Street. And where would you rather be on a holiday like tonight? You can even get next door at the Speakeasy type bar, the Stockyard. They'll have the ball game on in the Stockyard. I'm not sure about the main restaurant, but I do know Bobby, if they don't have the television on, will be providing live music. And Lottie, really good guitarist, will be providing live music in the Stockyard as well. Great way to spend the night or the weekend tomorrow as well. And of course, I don't have to tell you about the steaks. I do tell you that Chef Daniel has expanded the menu. There are all kind of different dishes. I've told you about the chicken Alfredo, fettuccine. There's just all kind of things, the fish dishes, the chicken dishes that I love. Where would you rather be on Halloween? That in the capable hands of Cassie Biddle's incredible staff at KC Steakhouse, longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
The annual enrollment period for Medicare is here. That means that it is time for you to select your Medicare plan for 2026. This annual enrollment period, choose a name you already trust. Select Kern Family Healthcare Medicare, DSNP, a new option for people who have both Medicare and Medi-Cal. For over 29 years, Kern Family Healthcare has been a trusted name in Medi-Cal. Now, we're here to support your Medicare journey too. Call 1-866-661-3767. Again, that's 1-866-661-3767. Or visit www.kernfamilyhealthcare.com/Medicare to learn more and enroll. Start your Medicare journey with local care you trust. Choose Kern Family Healthcare. Kern Family Healthcare Medicare is an HMO DSNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the California Medicaid program. Enrollment in Kern Family Healthcare Medicare HMO DSNP depends on contract renewal.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-7272. 800-399-7272. Again, that's 800-399-7272.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
So as we talked about briefly, the federal judge in New York has forced the Trump administration to use emergency funds to pay for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, better known as SNAP, better known to most folks as Simple Food Stamps. And I got to disagree with Mary Marcus, who was in the chat room saying, you know, people abuse SNAP. People abuse any program. There's never been a program that exists where there's not some kind of shadiness, either somebody skimming off the top or people abusing it. But the reality is there are millions and millions and millions of people who absolutely depend on this. And we can debate on how they got into that situation. People make choices. You don't get educated. You get boop, boop, boop. We could say that about most of the poor. Like, why are you poor? Like, if you've gotten an education and gotten ready for junior college even, or a higher education, you wouldn't be in the situation you're in. But the reality is there are people in this country that are poor that wonder what they're going to eat tomorrow night and the next. 42 million of them depend on this SNAP. And I think it's important that we feed them. Call me crazy. And I was really disappointed in Donald Trump when he said, I'll play some audio from earlier, but he was on Air Force One and he said, well, you know, most of the people on SNAP are Democrats, so the Democrats are only hurting their own people. Now, you can call me racist or too pro-black or whatever, but every single one of you knows what he meant when he said most of the people on SNAP are Democrats. What he was saying, let me translate for you. What he was saying is most of the people on SNAP are black folks. So the Democrats are only hurting black folks. And even if he wasn't saying that, and I'm completely wrong, he's still not the president of the Republican Party. He is the president of the United States. And why he would say something like this, I have no idea. But here's what he said earlier before he got on Air Force One today.
All they have to do is say, let's go, let's open up our country, and everything snaps back into shape. So there's something wrong with them. I'm always going to meet. All they have to do is open up the country. Let them open up the country, and we'll meet. We'll meet very quickly. But they have to open up the country. It's their fault. Everything is their fault.
I agree with them that the onus is on the Democrats, but it's not simply all their faults. And thankfully, this judge stepped in to force the SNAP payments. Then the president went on to ask to end the filibuster. And thank you, Jesus, fellow Republicans said, no, you can't do that, because the reality is we're not going to always be in power. And do you really want Democrats in power to be able to pass legislation with 51 votes in the Senate? The filibuster is there for a reason. It is there to force bipartisanship, which used to be common when I was a child. You know, Scoop Jackson and Tip O'Neill and some of the more moderate Republicans would meet and talk, even with Reagan, and bipartisan legislation was common. Now it's very, very rare. So you do have to get to that 60 threshold. And I like that, even though it's costing people checks. Now TSA and air traffic controllers are now beginning to miss their second check. We're having 2-hour delays all over the country in Newark and Orlando, which again, as we talked about throughout the whole week, just causes a whole domino effect. You may not even be in a city where there are delays and air traffic controller problems, but if your connector flight is coming out of Dallas and it got there late or left late and you're in Charlotte, you're screwed. And you're stuck in Charlotte because your plane is still in Dallas. And this just gives you no faith in government, that the people that are supposed to keep us safe and provide for the poor and the elderly and the young just simply don't give a damn as they jump into their chauffeur-driven cars, whether they're limos or not, they're mostly SUVs, and go to their Bethesda Chase, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring, Gaithersburg homes outside of DC and hand out candy. I don't know how these people sleep. When all they have to do is sign the CR, the clean resolution, and the continuing resolution, a clean continuing resolution, meaning it's the same one they voted on last 6 months ago. But they've thrown in caveats, they've thrown in little amendments, and of course the Obamacare tax credits is at the heart of this thing, but that could be negotiated. I think Republicans are willing to sit down and negotiate that because those tax credits that expire don't help Republicans. You know, healthcare doesn't really know a party. And Republicans are going to be hurt by the lack of those tax credits as well. But I don't see this thing Wednesday at the earliest. I think this thing is going to linger on until after the election. Hell, they're not even in D.C. Both the Congress and the Senate aren't even inside the Beltway. It's lunacy, pure lunacy. What are you going to do? When we come back, our series of guests begin. Our regular Rick Bentley joins us in just a matter of minutes. Our Friday regular Brandon Lang at 4 o'clock. Dodger historian Mark Langell at 4:30. And Hispanic Chamber President Jay Tamsey. It's Dia de los Muertos on Sunday. I'd stick around if I you.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. 2 federal judges have ruled that the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program using emergency reserve funds during the government shutdown. The rulings Friday came a day before the payments were due to be halted. SNAP is used by 1 in 8 Americans to buy groceries and is a major piece of the nation's social safety net. FBI Director Kash Patel says federal officials have arrested multiple people in Michigan who allegedly had been plotting a violent attack over the Halloween weekend. Patel announced the arrests in a social media post saying they took place Friday morning. On Wall Street, the Dow by 40 points, the Nasdaq rose 143, the S&P advanced 17. This is SRN News.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A 39-year-old woman from Taft has been arrested for alleged copper wire theft and was found to be in possession of over 15 EBT cards and a controlled substance. Kern County Sheriff's deputies served a search warrant in the 300 block of Tyler Street. Melissa Rodriguez was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, stolen property, and obtaining public aid through false pretenses. She was found with about 50 pounds of copper wire. The California Highway Patrol is launching a 12-hour maximum enforcement period statewide, starting at 6 p.m. tonight, running through 6 a.m. tomorrow to protect drivers and passengers and help keep impaired drivers off the road. Remember, prescription meds, over-the-counter drugs, and cannabis can affect a driver's ability. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-7272. 800-399-7272. Again, that's 800-399-7272.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
Coming up on the Monday edition
Well, 'cause
of the
there's
Clay
more-
Travis and Buck
there's more
Sexton
Dracula
Show,
movies.
a pre-election special for all of you out there. We'll be joined by gubernatorial candidate Jack Ciattarelli of New Jersey, and also our friend Mr. New York, Mark Simone, talking about the New York
Really?
mayor's race and that New Jersey governor's race, and probably some Virginia
Really
stuff
can't
too
really?
on Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon.
Ah.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and KERN.
It's a Friday, which means KGT entertainment reporter Rick Bentley is live in studio. How are you, sir? Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you. That's a pretty good one.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Halloween.
You should go teach, what's his name?
Halloween.
What's his name? Our promotions kid?
Yeah,
Adam. You should teach him.
That's a great outfit.
That is a great outfit. You think he
Yeah.
rented that? He's got the cape and the
let's-
thing and the thing and the thing.
Let's hope it's not just hanging in his closet when he needs it.
True that. I never thought of that.
Right.
What's going on this All Hallows Eve?
I just want to tell you
You
that you're in the majority.
of?
People who
That's a rarity for me.
1/4 of Americans, only 1/4 say Halloween is their favorite holiday.
Thank you.
And if you break it down even more, it's 1 in 5, only 1 in 5 guys think it's their favorite holiday. So
Women love it because it's their excuse to dress slutty and
Exactly.
get away with it.
when else can you be a slutty nurse and nobody?
Thank you.
Nobody. says
Nurse, policeman,
anything, right?
kitty cat,
I one ain't complaining.
A slutty slut.
slutty slut. We had a girl that we all admire that walks around the complex. And it was like Wednesday, and she made the turn here, and she was in black silk pajamas, and I about fell out of my chair. I was like, "What is she doing in pajamas?" Oh, that's right, it's Halloween, so you can do it like from what's September 15th till November 5th.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons I hate it.
But it's not as bad as Christmas. Which
Yeah, but Christmas is Christmas.
Yeah, but come on, people start on that after 4th of July. It's like,
True,
yeah, come
true,
on.
but that's Christmas.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Christmas?
I was going to put together a Halloween trivia quiz for you.
Yes.
And as I started putting the questions together, I realized, oh, he won't know that one. Oh, he won't know that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Hang on now.
Okay. Which film is the character of Ghostface in?
I don't know that one.
There we go. It's Scream.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Wait, he's not going to.
I'm not a
So
horror guy.
I did look up some trivia for you, so we can
Okay.
talk about Halloween trivia.
Okay.
Here's a question for you:
Yes.
Is a pumpkin a fruit or a vegetable?
It is a fruit.
That's right. Why?
What do you mean, why? I got it right. Leave me alone.
No, that's only half credit. You have
Oh,
to
it's a
show your
two-part.
work.
Oh, I'm going to show my work. Because it grows in the ground
From a
from a tree.
I know the answer.
From a what? From a root. From what?
Has the seeds inside.
nope. It starts with a single flower.
Oh,
Is that right?
That's what the botanists say.
All right. So is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable?
It is a fruit.
That is correct.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
because it starts with a single flower.
Is that right?
Yeah. Okay.
I just memorized this.
How big do you think is with the world record for the biggest pumpkin? How much did it weigh?
I know this story. I know this.
Okay.
And my listeners know why I know this. I've told this story 1,000 times. It really has to do with my parents more than it has to do with pumpkins. But I was a weekend anchor. And as you know, in television, when the main anchor is gone, the weekend anchor fills in. So I filled in for a week. And on one of the days, the kicker was, and as you know, again from television, the kicker is about food, children, or animals.
Right.
And so this was about the biggest pumpkin in captivity. And they said, we've got 45 seconds. You guys got to stretch. And Heather Tree said, oh, I love that would make a great pumpkin pie. And I said, pumpkin pie is horrible. You got to have a sweet potato pie. It's the best.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I've never had sweet potato pie.
Oh.
And I was like, what? Have you lost your mind? And then my director said, I've never had. And I said, our director just told me he's never had. None of you people have had sweet potato pie. Make a long story short, my off days were Monday, Tuesday. I get back on Wednesday. This is when my dad was alive. My parents were living in town. And everybody kept coming up to me in the hallways. Your parents are outstanding. Oh, we love your mother. And I'm like, what happened? My mother brought in 3 pumpkin sweet potato pies for everybody. So I know the answer.
And the answer is
the one that we had, which was hundreds of years ago. I think it was like 450 pounds or something like that.
We've beat that by a little.
Yeah, what is it currently?
The current record is 2,749 pounds.
A ton, more than a ton.
More than a ton of pumpkin.
Wow, yeah, that would lap the field on my 1996 pumpkin.
How many pumpkins would you have to smash in a minute to break the world record?
52.
You would tie the record.
Really? Wow, that's a good answer.
Ralph Bailey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me.
Yeah. Ghostface? There was a poll done.
Yes.
Americans who believe in ghosts. What percentage do you believe of Americans?
Oh, it's extremely high. It's extremely high. I've dated 2 women who told me they've seen ghosts. I had one of those 2 women tell me she left a home because it was haunted.
And one of them said she dated a zombie. I'm not saying anything.
No, Wolfman. It was Wolfman. It was Wolfman. I think it's rather large. I'm going to say 65%.
Not that large.
No.
About 41% of Americans believe in ghosts. 20% have actually experienced it, have seen a ghost.
We have a friend, my friends and I have a friend, a mutual friend who works for UCLA. They pay him. He is I almost said paleontologist, but that's not the word. It's God, I forget what the term is. He's a ghost hunter. And it's like psycho. Well, look up the word, Chris. What's a ghost hunter? And he actually gets paid.
Was the Bigfoot hunter job filled
No,
already?
I'm telling you, he's got like I forget what his master's is in it.
Master is in subterfuge, is what it is. Come on.
Parasite. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, that's parapsychology. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
no, that's
Yeah.
not it. That's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it. But yeah, I swear that's a true story. I could call him right now. Get him on the
Paranormal
phone.
investigator?
What is it?
Paranormal
investigators?
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Is he a Ghostbuster?
Well,
who are you going to
that's what we-
call?
that's
You
what
were
we
going to
call him.
call.
That's what we call him. We call him Bill Murray.
That's right.
That's
I'm
his
also
big thing.
seeing a parapsychologist.
That's exactly. See, I told you it was something. Parapsychologist. That's exactly what.
Para
that's what he-
ripoffs is what it is.
Never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, and he makes money. He's employed. That's what he does for a living. He does most of it in Europe.
Here's an interesting fact. 85% of all the pumpkin used in the United States to make pies or whatever is made by one company.
Really?
Yep.
And I'm supposed to come up with the company?
Yep. Because when it says its name on the label, you'll like it.
Ooh, I know that's a huge hint. And I
That's a
can't,
massive
It
hint.
just went right there. It just went
Yeah.
right over my head. What do you got?
Libby's.
Really?
Yeah, it says Libby's on the
label.
Yeah.
You can like
Yeah.
it, like it.
Yeah, that plant in Illinois makes 85% of the pumpkin that's used in pies and tarts and whatever.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a pumpkin pie guy.
Hey, when will the next time there will be a full moon on Halloween?
2028.
Oh, that's so far off. 2039.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be here for that one.
It happens about every 18 or 19 years.
So how far are we? 15, 14?
14 years.
I might be. I might be.
Yeah. Who was the first lady to decorate the White House?
Oh, no, this I should know. The first lady to decorate the White House, I'm going to guess it wouldn't be Eleanor Roosevelt. She was too mean-spirited. And it couldn't have been, okay, can you give me a century?
20th century?
Oh, no, that was going to kill me. I'm going to say Jackie Kennedy.
Nope.
Because she had kids, no?
Mamie Eisenhower.
Really, right? I missed by one administration.
Yep. She used skeletons, jack-o'-lanterns, dry corn. Yep, she was the first.
Huh. Interesting. And their kids were all adults.
Yeah. Interesting fact.
Yes.
Americans as a whole, not
Mhm.
individually,
Sure.
will spend $4 billion this year on Halloween costumes.
See, that's just ridiculous.
It's big.
That is just
Let
ridiculous.
me take the ridiculous a little higher for you.
Yes.
How much will they spend on costumes for their pets?
And what was it for them? How much?
$4 billion.
So they'll spend
$1 billion, $2 billion.
$100 million on their pets.
You aren't even in the ballpark.
They're in the billions on the pets too.
No, 700 million.
For their pets.
For their pets.
You know, I've always said there's a large majority of people that like animals more than they like people. I really believe that.
Yeah. Well, I have a wonderful son has no plans to have kids but he loves his cat.
Really?
Yeah, they were happy with a pet. So
wow.
Yeah. All right. Last question.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to hit close to home for you.
Uh-oh.
So I just say,
you're scaring me.
What percentage of the American population will pretend to not be home tonight?
I don't have to. I have a gate. And I live between 23rd and 24th Street.
Yeah.
So it's not even an issue. I did that though in my youth. I did that when I lived in Inglewood, when I lived in LA.
Cowering in the dark.
Turn the lights off and watch the
candy
TV.
yourself?
That's right. That's right. I think it's a fairly high percentage. I'm gonna say 30%.
It's 1 in 5.
Which is
25. No, 20%.
20%. Yeah. That was close.
Okay.
Not bad, I guess.
You want to change gears?
Sure.
Obviously, tonight, those people that are pretending not to be at home,
Yeah.
a lot of them will be renting movies.
Ooh.
So I'd like to give you my list of 5 Halloween movies I'd like to recommend.
Okay. That's great.
Let you know ahead of time. I try to go with something different because obviously every time somebody does a list, it's like, oh, you got to do Nosferatu, you got to do the Casket of Caligari, the original Frankenstein. Yeah, those are all wonderful. But I was trying to come up with a list of films that probably get overlooked and maybe people should just and easier to track down. A lot of the films, the older films you can't find.
Now, are we going to debate some of these, whether or not they're true Halloween movies? I heard you, Chris, and JR going at it about that and Christmas movies.
I would say that, well, if the only premise, and it was a weird premise that was argued here, was that it has to be happening on Halloween, then we're in trouble. Because, I mean, while there's a lot of films that are good for Halloween, they don't necessarily take place on Halloween.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say scary movies.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's a scary movie, that's a Halloween
That's
movie.
a Halloween movie,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so we accept
Something you could watch on Halloween.
Accepting that premise.
Yes.
At number 5, I'm going with a film that at one time was the most talked about scary movie in the country. It ended up launching a whole genre of the horror genre.
The Exorcist?
No, The Blair Witch Project.
Ooh. You know, when that first came out, that was a good movie.
That was a great movie.
And half the country thought it was real.
Well, and the marketing was incredibly
Yeah, it
smart.
was. Yeah, it
because
was.
they even put up a website that had all this information about where those kids went into the woods and
And like implied that one was still missing.
Yeah,
and
no,
it was really good PR.
The more you read that, well, maybe it is real.
Mhm.
Now, the only problem I had with it when I saw it in the theater is I got nauseous.
Yeah,
But that
camera work is a little jarring.
Found footage genre became very, very popular. It got overdone. It got
Yeah.
more- as all those genres do as they
Mhm.
come along. And so now that if you watch it at home, it's not quite as jarring. Your TV may be big, but it's not as big as that big screen, and you can literally stop it or look to the kitchen if you have to.
Right.
So, but yeah, I recommend if you haven't seen Blair Witch in a while, it's a good one
Yeah,
to
that's not
revisit.
bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, what do you got?
Okay, the next film is Weapons. I wanted to get something that came out this year.
Never seen it.
You got to track this film down. This is one of the scarier films, and it starts. I love films that's.
Have
I
you
was
seen
gonna say
it?
it's on HBO.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen this one yet, but I was just
I
trying.
think I have seen it on the HBO
You
guide.
should watch it.
Yeah.
It starts. I love any scary film that starts in a reality. The original Halloween to me was always scary because up until that last few minutes, he doesn't really do anything supernatural. If you go back and watch it, he could just be a crazed person in your city. So that scares me more
Yeah.
than a guy that pops up in your nightmares, that kind of thing. But anyway, weapons starts with teacher going to school one day, all but one of her kids in her class are gone.
Right.
And what we find out is at the same moment, the night before, all of the kids got up out of bed, went running into the darkness.
Really?
Yeah. And because we have doorbell cameras that we're seeing, we see all this.
Right.
And then it becomes the process of what happened to them. What I love even more about this film is the structure of it. It's told from 5 different points of view. So we see one of the dads and one of the kids. We see the teacher's point of view. We see the kid that did not go running into the night. We see, and then they all sort of come together for this kind of a traditional ending, a supernatural ending. But taken as a whole, it is really fascinating. And to me, as a parent, the idea of your child just going running into night and you can't find them is just, I can't imagine anything scary.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
No
so
kidding.
it's an excellent film. It just came out just this year, so I'm really pushing it.
Okay.
Next on my list is Get Out.
I
Jordan Peele.
I have not gotten past the dinner table.
I would imagine it's.
I tried to watch it once, and I don't know if it's paranoia being a brother or it's just scary. I just don't like scary movies, but I got all the way to the guy that used to be on West Wing, who
Right.
plays the dad, Bradford Whitman or whatever his name is.
As soon as you screwed up his name, I couldn't. Now I
So,
can't.
now I screwed it for you.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. When they're at the dinner table and the conversation goes weird, I'm like, no, something's about to happen. I'm out.
Oh, and
I'm
it does.
out.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it does happen. I talk about it like sort of a modern version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
A great picture.
which could have been on. If I was doing the traditionals, that certainly would have been on there.
Which one, though?
The one with
The Donald Sutherland one?
Sutherland.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
the classic.
That's the classic, and we always talk about with Psycho. People were afraid to shower.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were afraid to go to sleep
Yeah,
after
yeah.
seeing Invasion.
The only thing I like about the new one
Mm-hmm.
is how they bring not the Speaker of the House, but they bring Kevin McCarthy back, who starred in the original.
The original, yeah.
They bring him back at the very end where he's going crazy trying to warn everybody.
Yeah.
I thought that made the movie for me.
Yeah, that was a nice exclamation point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, Get Out is terrifying. It
See, now you're killing me. Now there's no way I'm going to watch it.
and
You could have been like, Ralph, it's really not that bad. You should see it.
oh, it's horrifying. Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah.
Never going to see
Yeah.
it.
All right, number 2 is
Yes.
a recent film, Smile.
Smile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I put that on the list simply because of the poster.
Yeah.
The people in it, the demons in it, it's average people, but when they get possessed by a demon, they get this hideous smile, and it just creeps me out each time I see one of the people get that smile.
Right.
And and so there was a sequel that came out that was very weak, but the original is, if you're sitting at home, it just that way to have people smiling.
How old is it?
Smile came out in 2022.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, I was trying to find stuff that's pretty accessible either on streaming or, if you can find a video place. I don't even know where those would exist. But,
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to the classics for the number 1, Halloween.
That's on my list because I didn't mean to be rude, but I was writing down my top 5
and
list
that's
while
fine.
you were talking.
Yeah, and Halloween
And that
to
made
me
my list.
just really set the tone for almost everything we do now.
It was nutty.
And
when you first saw that,
Oh,
and he's still alive, and Donald Pleasance, and
oh.
I remember seeing that in the movie theater. I was just like,
But as I mentioned earlier, the fact that everything he does, even the impaling of somebody, is something a madman, a
Yeah.
real madman could do. And that's the stuff. I remember when I saw The Exorcist. The film is scary. I read the book first.
yeah,
The book is even scarier because
the book is always better.
it goes through and goes, it tells you all these things that actually happened. Like, oh, there was a boy in Brazil who spoke in and so when you start putting all these facts in there and start again putting it in a reality,
Mhm.
that stuff scares me more than something that's just so out there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Halloween is, to me, every time anybody asks me what's your favorite scare, it's like, it sounds like a cop out, but show me one that beats it.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, you want to hear my, was that your number one?
Oh, yeah, that was my number
All right,
one.
here's my 5. Halloween.
I'm sorry. Are you starting with number 5 or
Yes.
number 1?
I'm going 5 to 1.
Okay.
Halloween, Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke and Robert De Niro, where Robert De Niro plays Lucifer.
Yeah,
Lucifer.
that's why you're
And
the
we
host.
find out at the very end.
You're the host, and I'm the expert. I
Exactly.
get it. Yeah.
Why, you didn't like Angel Heart?
No.
Really?
Oh, that is no.
Did you see Angel Heart, Burdick?
I don't think I have seen that
Mickey
one.
Rourke, Lisa Bonet, Robert De Niro as
I
the
know we
devil.
talked about it the other day, but I don't think I've seen this one.
But
Wow.
doesn't Lisa Bonet get naked in it? Okay, now we know. You can just confess. Don't pull this. Oh, I believe it's a great piece of scary movies. It's like, oh no, it's Lisa Bonet's naked. Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna give
it's actually not a great love scene because there's
it's not a
blood.
great movie. It's
I
not
liked
good.
it.
Well, and I'm glad you did.
Because I like movies because I am really good at, even since I was a little kid, of reading a plot where I can say, okay, this is about to happen. And then it happens.
Right.
And this is where they're going.
Yeah.
And then they go there. But in Angel Heart, I think I know where it's going. And then at the very end, it goes wham. And I'm like, what? I love movies like that.
I think I was asleep by that part.
Oh, good movie. All right. The next one is Gary Oldham's Dracula.
Dracula.
I don't know what the title was, but it's the one where Gary Oldham stars
And
it.
I have no problem with that one.
Great picture.
It was directed by
Somebody famous, but I
yeah.
can't remember. Who do you remember the name of it?
Is it well, it's Dracula.
Is it just Dracula?
Why
Who-
would I-
It
who-
is just Dracula.
Who directed it?
I want to say Coppola, but it's not.
No, it's not Coppola.
It's Coppola.
It is Coppola.
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola directed that?
Wow.
Wow. Well, no wonder I like it.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Number 3, The Thing. The original,
The
The
original
Thing,
Thing.
with
Yep.
James Arness.
Super movie.
Slept in my parents. I was in 3rd grade in New York City, Christopher Columbus Academy. It was 25 cents. It was an after-school movie. And I slept on my parents' foot of my parents' bed for a week. And then finally Saturday, my dad got me a nightlight. And I had a nightlight in my room. It freaked me out.
And it should have. I mean, as I said when I started my list, I was trying to get away from some of the. That would have been if it was like doing sort of the older, classic, and because that is a. And who played the Thing?
You never know. It's like a monster. It's like there's like a character who I don't know who played it.
James Arness.
I just said that.
Okay.
I just remember he was in the movie. I forgot he plays
Yeah.
Matt Dillon plays. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Because again, I was in 3rd grade when I saw it.
Yeah.
Number 2. Is that my number 2?
That was your number 2.
Number 1 is The Exorcist. I think that's the classic scary picture. Because
I have no
and I
problem
stood
with
in line like around the block in Westwood to see that
See that.
when I was in like 9th grade.
Yeah. And isn't it wonderful? You have 4 of 5 movies I would have certainly put on the list.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to go with Angel Heart, but and but we could keep coming up with there's this, you got to see this one.
Yeah.
There's such a wealth of good ones. There's a lot of really bad ones out there.
Yeah.
A lot of them start with the word zombie in it. I mean, somebody was talking to me today about a movie called Zombievers. And it's like killer.
Oh, that is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was some kind of sexual connotation. Of that.
No,
it's
literal.
It's literal
Zombie
beavers.
beavers.
Yeah.
Zombie beavers.
Yeah. What about Rosemary's Baby?
That's a thinker. You know what?
One of
it's
the
scary,
classic,
but
and again, it's that Bailey theme that I said. You think it's going this way, and then all of a sudden, I can't watch it.
yeah,
I've seen it twice, and it's a great movie. I love it. I can't watch it
no,
because it's one of the rare films where, and I hate to ruin it for you, turn the audio down for just 15 seconds. The devil wins.
Yep.
The devil wins. She's like, yeah, that's my baby, and the devil put it in me, but
it's my baby.
it's my baby. And I'm like, no, Mia, it's Satan. Kill that child. What's the matter with you? Oh, I love that picture.
It's a great one. But
It is.
again, talk about just that wealth of scary films. I
Yeah.
mean, and Rosemary's Baby is one of those great examples of no blood,
Nope.
no gore.
Nope. You're right. It's a total, it's
It's
intellectual.
all in your head.
Mhm.
And that, to me, that gets scarier than, when I see because a lot of people say, well, this movie was really scary. Well, it was bloody, and we saw intestines pulled out, and it's like Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
There's a point where they're just eating intestines. You go, okay, this is now it's campy.
And the devil, I forget who played him, and Ruth Gordon plays his wife. They are so benevolent throughout the film that you could never, but all these horrible things keep happening, and that he's behind it, but he's this gentleman, really nice guy, and Ruth Gordon is just this elderly woman that's trying to help Mia with her pregnancy. And
we sometimes forget the devil was also an angel.
Exactly.
And so he would have charisma.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That was outstanding. That was fun.
There you go.
Always good to see you. Have a happy Halloween.
And next week, Mystic Visitor.
Oh, yes. The man from the East joins us next Friday. Rick Bentley, everybody. Quick time out. We head into the 4. We're off to New York City. Brandon Lang's got his college and NFL picks. Then at the bottom of the hour, our good luck charm, Dodger historian for 31 years. The man that goes to Dodger Stadium for work, Mark Landry will join us. And then Jay Tamsey at 5, Dia de los Muertos is this Sunday. I would stick around if I you. That was fun. That was cool. I like it.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM.
He starts to figure it out. And
KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall. Ryan Keith Peters in Washington. We're learning more details about an alleged terrorism plot disrupted by federal agents.
Multiple people were arrested Friday in Michigan near Detroit. And FBI Director Kash Patel says they were allegedly planning a violent attack over the Halloween weekend. In a statement, Patel said that through coordination with local partners, a potential act of terror was stopped before it could unfold. 2 people briefed on the investigation tell the AP it's believed the plot was inspired by Islamic State extremism, and those in custody may have been radicalized online. A source said some of the group discussed carrying out an attack on Halloween, referring to Pumpkin Day in an online chat room. The references to Halloween prompted the FBI to make arrests. I'm Jennifer King.
President Trump won't say whether he plans to resume underground nuclear detonation tests. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The president announced this week that he instructed the Pentagon to start testing nuclear weapons in response to other countries doing the same. But he's offering few details right now.
You'll find out very soon, but we're going to do some testing. Yeah, other countries doing. If they're going to do it, we're going to do it.
The United States has not conducted nuclear weapons tests in 3 decades. Greg Clugston, Washington.
2 federal judges have ruled that the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program using emergency reserve funds during the government shutdown. The rulings Friday came a day before the payments were due to be halted. SNAP is used by 1 in 8 Americans to buy groceries and is a major piece of the nation's social safety net. The administration had said it can't fund SNAP with the government shuttered. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 40 points, the Nasdaq rose 143, the S&P advanced 17. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
Could not believe how my hearing and life changed. Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
If you have an IRA or 401k, this is a message you really need to hear. In just the last 2 years, the price of 1 troy ounce of silver has more than doubled, and silver is now poised for major gains in the months ahead. Call Advantage Gold at 800-741-GOLD to learn how to convert a portion of your retirement assets into physical silver and position yourself for the next wave of growth in precious metals. It's not too late to leverage the power of silver to help secure your financial future. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-741-GOLD.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A 39-year-old woman from Taft has been arrested for alleged copper wire theft and was found to be in possession of over 15 EBT cards and a controlled substance. Kern County Sheriff's deputies served a search warrant in the 300 block of Tyler Street. Melissa Rodriguez was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, stolen property, and obtaining public aid through false pretenses. She was found with about 50 pounds of copper wire. A bicyclist has died after being hit by a Bakersfield Fire Department arson unit truck at around 10 o'clock this morning. Police were called to the area of Union Avenue and 4th Street for a reported vehicle versus bicycle crash. Emergency crews provided immediate medical care. The victim was taken to the hospital but did not survive. Officers are taking witness statements and there is video. Del Oro High School students were outside the schools staging a protest on Thursday following the arrest of their walk-on band coach, Salvador Fabian. Fabian is 26 years old but accused of having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old sophomore student. One ninth grader said that this made her want to change schools. Students outside held signs reading "Honk for Justice" and "Beware of Sexual Assault" to show support for the victim and demand stricter hiring practices. The California Highway Patrol is launching a 12-hour maximum enforcement period statewide, starting at 6 p.m. tonight, running through 6 a.m. tomorrow, to protect drivers and passengers and help keep impaired drivers off the road. According to CHP, impairment is not just from alcohol. Prescription meds, over-the-counter, and cannabis products can also affect the driver's ability to be safe on the highway. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think, this is the army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this. Bing, you blow their brains all over your nice side leaf suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Friday, final day of October, All Hallows Eve. We still got lots to do. We got a ton of guests coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're off to Los Angeles. Chavez Ravine, longtime Dodger historian Mark Langell is going to join us, giving his thoughts on tonight's Game 6 and the possibility of a Game 7 tomorrow night, all in Canada. Then at 5 o'clock, Jay Tamsey, my neighbor, head of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber, is going to join us. Again, it's Dia de los Muertos on Sunday. I'll tell you all about that. And I've got some miscellaneous news and notes. Abby Zwermer, the Virginia teacher who was shot in the chest by a 6-year-old, her $40 million civil suit is underway. She testified yesterday. You will hear from the young woman. And we'll settle the battle between Thriller and Monster Mash as the best Halloween song. By the way, I asked Count Dracula where he got his cape. And he said the whole thing, because he's got I didn't notice he has the vest and the teeth and thing and the hair and the thing. And he said it all came from Amazon. I just can't imagine spending money on a damn costume, but I'm an old man, and I guess that's just in my rearview mirror. In the meantime, we're off to New York City. Really? Brandon, did you divorce your wife and become gay? What the hell was that? Please.
I played that song.
Yes.
As Ellen is sitting here howling in honor of Sandy Balfour.
Sandy Balfour. Sounds
Sandy
familiar.
Balfour
Please
is now
explain.
the athletic director of Utah State.
Okay.
Prior to being at Utah State, Sandy Balfour was at Penn State.
Okay.
In 2021, Sandy Balfour walked into the Penn State Board of Trustees and said, listen, we need to give James Franklin a pay raise. Here are his numbers. He's 3-9 at the time she went in there to meet with the Board of Trustees and hit them up for a pay raise. These were James Franklin's numbers. 3-19 against AP top 10, 1-14 against AP top 5, and 1-8 against Michigan and Ohio State. And she said, guys, those kind of numbers, we got to get a brother 10 years, $85 million, and a $51 million buyout. Let's go. Hold on. We need some Wilson Phillips. Hold on. I just took 8 weed gummies. I'm high as a kite. We got to get a man money. Those were his numbers.
And money they gave him too, Jack.
When she went to the board with those numbers and she parlayed that wonderful decision, and they hired out at Utah State. So who knows where that's going to crash and burn. Now it gets better. So here's Scott Woodward. He's at Texas A&M. He rolls in and says, this Jimbo Fish is the guy. Let's give him about $60 million with a $30 million buyout, and he's making about $6 million a year for like the next 4 years. They hire him at LSU. He goes to LSU. Gets better. I don't know if people know this, but Scott Woodward's agent and Brian Kelly's agent are the same cat.
Oh, Lord.
So as Woodward's getting paid, he said, let me bring my homie Brian Kelly here. Brian, Scott, listen, I thought my agent, we're going to get you in here and LSU get some big money. You split a little bit of me, I split a little bit of you. We did a little slippy, little shrimp gumbo, shrimp pan fried, shrimp beef fried. Let's get a little shady, something shady. Yeah, no, my agent got all worked out. Yeah, I got the board's going to hire you. Yeah, leave Notre Dame. I'll get you $50 million. I'll get you like $50 million by 30 buy. I'll get you dope. We get a little cut. My agent got a little cut. That's the truth.
That's crazy.
That's the truth. It wasn't publicly said until the governor said it on Pat McAfee a couple days ago that Scott Woodward and Brian Kelly had the same agent when they brokered the deal to bring him to LSU from Notre Dame.
And
that part is true then.
And here's the crazy part. Franklin and Kelly will be coaching somewhere next season.
Well, I don't know about that.
Really? You don't think so?
They're owed too much money, and you have to understand something. If they go coach someplace else, that university has to pick up their some of that dough.
Okay.
So then you can't leave, go someplace else. Someone's going to take a shot on those two clowns.
Yeah, you might have to do TV for a year or two.
I'm telling you right now, there's two guys that
Franklin's already on TV.
Well, absolutely, but there's two guys LSU should go after.
Who's that?
Now, this is completely out of the box,
but
it makes sense. Bring Ed Orgeron back.
I loved him.
You bring Ed Orgeron back.
Yeah,
I love him. He's probably one of the top 3 greatest recruiters ever. Won a national championship. Next year, won 11-2. The year after that, and then after the COVID, year. Yep, after the COVID year, they started out 3-3. They let him go. There was some sexual harassment that came out that was never proven, and they ran him out the door. And you say what you want about him at Jacksonville as an NFL coach, but I'd give Urban Meyer $100 million.
Yeah.
Guy won a national championship, 2 national championships, 4 national championships, Ohio State. Man gets it.
Yeah.
That's a name.
I agree.
A guy that gets college sports as well.
Does he want to?
Urban Meyer and all money. I don't know.
Does he want to coach?
People. You wave enough money in front of these people. Who knows?
Yeah.
But my point is, you have all these job openings in college football, and Nick Saban had the world by the balls.
Yes,
absolutely.
He did. Yes,
better than anybody. And for him to walk away because of NIL money and the greed of kids
and the transfer
and the
portal,
greed of everything.
Yeah.
College football is ruined, and coaches are now set up to fail because now it's not about getting the kids and developing the kids and getting the kids developed in your system. It's now, let's pay these kids as much money as we can, and let's just make a little run for it. Who has the highest roster?
Yeah.
Oregon's roster is $40 million. Ohio State's roster is $33 million. I mean, seriously, it's out of control.
Yeah.
But I just thought Wilson Phillips and Sandy Balfour and Scott Woodward and these contracts and these buyouts, it's comical.
For the first time in college sports, the players now have the leverage where they can just walk away. They can play at 3 or 4 different schools in a 5-year period. They're getting dough. They're making in some small schools making more money than the coaches. It's stupid. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't blame Nick Saban.
Nope. And so there's no deterrent for a kid who gets in a program and doesn't want to buy in. He's like, F you, coach. I'm hitting the portal. That's it. How much money can I get?
Exactly.
That's it.
Stupid.
That's it. So there we go. Little fun song there. I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Appreciate it. That was funny.
You know, so
it was funny.
NFL. Call me crazy. Maybe I just started taking weed gummies, which I didn't. But when I give you this pick, you're going to think I did. The whole world's betting Indianapolis like they know the final score.
Right.
And when you take a second to really look at Indianapolis, and you take a minute to look at their schedule, and then you kind of take a beat back and go, okay, they beat Miami to start the year, and then they caught a great penalty on Denver to beat them 2-0. Then they beat up on Tennessee. They lost to the Rams, first real quality opponent that they played other than Denver. Then they beat up on Vegas. Arizona, right?
Right.
Arizona with Jacoby Brissett had the ball inside the 10-yard line with a minute to go, 4th and 9 to win the game. He threw for 300 yards on them, and they had a shot, sniff an outright win.
Yeah.
They had more first downs. They had more pass yards. Arizona's defense held 150 yards rushing, 205 through the air, held the ball for 32 minutes. Probably should have beat them outright, but that's Jacoby Brissett. After that, they beat up on went out to LA and beat the Chargers, who were injured, and then beat Tennessee again. Everybody's off Pittsburgh because they lost to Green Bay. You see a double-digit win by Green Bay, you think it was a blowout. It wasn't. It wasn't. You watch Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Just keeping an eye on that you heard it here first.
Okay.
This will be where everybody goes, wow, we didn't see that coming. Well, let's keep a peek on it right there. Also, when you break down Mike Tomlin, after surrendering 35 points or more in his previous game as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, 9-0 against the spread at home after a loss.
Wow.
So there you go, my brother.
Wow.
I am going to go with KC. I don't believe in Buffalo. Their 5 wins have come against teams with a combined record of 8-20. I don't know if you've watched KC the last 2 weeks.
They look good.
But the blowout of the Raiders was real.
Yeah.
Holding Washington to 7 was real. That offense with everybody back is real.
That's what I was just about to say. They have a really, for the first time that I can remember, really, maybe going back to their first Super Bowl, they have an elite group of receivers.
Man,
they really do.
It's unreal, and his offensive line is playing well. Ed Oliver's out. I know Josh Allen, as a dog at home, I'm not buying. I'm going to lose with KC before I try to win Buffalo. I do like the over in that game a lot.
Yeah. What is it?
As a best bet, 52.5. I think somebody's scoring 30. I really do.
Yeah.
So that's where I was at. Let's continue on our merry way. That's pretty much all I have in the NFL, other than Detroit minus the points over Minnesota. Bottom line is this: Dan Campbell out of a bye week, 8-0 against the spread. The average margin of victory, my brother, 24 points. If J.J. McCarthy goes in there and plays the game of his life off the bench and gets it done, so be it. But offensive line issues for Minnesota on the road, don't see it. See you, wouldn't want to be it.
Yeah.
College football.
Hey, before we go to college, let me ask you, because I've heard this from everybody this week. What's your take on Shedeur and what's going on in Cleveland?
I don't know.
All I hear is from the radio guys in Cleveland that are screaming that Dylan's just not a guy. They point to the intentional grounding in the end zone, the lack of 20-yard passes. I think he's got like the lowest in the league. And they asked, what's his name, whatever the head coach. Who's the head coach?
Stefanski.
They asked Stefanski, why not just give him a shot just to see? You're 2-6. He's like, I'm not concentrating on that. I'm just concentrating on where we are right now. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't.
Well, guess what, Kev? You keep concentrating on that, my brother, because you're not going to win a game anytime soon with that kid at quarterback.
Nope.
It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
And you would think if they truly believe that Shedeur isn't ready, they would expose him and then say, see, this is why we haven't played him. But I think they're afraid he's going to go out there and light it up and make them look like idiots.
Well,
maybe I'm crazy.
The worst thing that could have happened for Shedeur was they beat the doors off Miami the way they did.
Yeah.
But what's amazing to me was it wasn't so much that they beat up on Miami. It was Miami beat up on themselves. Cleveland only had 15 first downs in the game, 104 yards rushing in the game, and 102 yards passing in the game.
Yeah, you're not supposed
Great numbers.
You're not supposed to win
Dylan
with those.
Gabriel, 13 of 18 for 116 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. That's my guy. That's my guy. I mean, they listen. Their upcoming games, by the way, yes, they catch a break coming out of their bye with the Jets on the road, then Baltimore, then Vegas on the road, then San Francisco, then Tennessee, then it's Chicago, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. So there's some wins in there.
Yeah.
Shadeur's probably not going to get off the bench unless Gabriel gets hurt or he just has one of those 3 interception games, which I don't know if that's going to happen because he doesn't take chances.
Yeah, he doesn't
and
throw
he won't, and he just doesn't take chances. So
Yeah, he doesn't
throw away.
Exactly. He doesn't throw the ball down the field.
No, he's protecting his job because he knows he's won the job.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to do anything. The only way he gets benched is if he does something stupid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that's at. So college football quickly for you.
Okay.
All over K-State, over Texas Tech. K-State won 8 straight in the series, covered the last 7. They're getting 7 at home. Their 4 losses this year have been by a combined 13 points. I know Texas Tech gets their quarterback back, but K-State out of their bye week last week went to Kansas, blew out their rival 42-17. They look great. Give me them plus the points. Tennessee over Oklahoma. Brett Venable, I'm starting a petition that he has to get into rehab for being addicted to weed because weed makes you delusional. And if you're delusional enough as a head coach to say that you were the better team after Ole Miss went up and down the field on you all game long and put the most points on you than anybody this year, more yards on you than anybody this year, and you still thought you were the better team, Brett's got some issues. And I think he needs to get into drug rehab for weed because the delusions of him thinking that he's got a great football team, not happen. They got exposed. So give me Tennessee minus 2.5. And then right out west by you, I think Cal plus 5.5 at home over Virginia is my sneaky little afternoon dog on the West Coast with Virginia traveling all the way out there.
Outstanding. Are you a Halloween guy?
Well, we live in a place where kids don't knock on our door. So I'm a little upset because I would have an excuse to buy candy and then keep it and be able to eat it after. But Ellen won't let me because we're going to Italy next week. And,
nice.
I'll do your show on Friday next week. They're on the way to the airport. So I'll do it on the way to the airport. And then next week in Italy, I may have to get up at 2 a.m. to do your show.
No. Dude, this is your honeymoon.
If I'm awake, I'll call in.
All right. Very good. Very good.
All right.
Always good to talk to you, my brother. Love you, man. If we don't talk to you, we'll see you next Friday.
Got it, bud.
All right, man. Brandon Lang. Realize the trip to Italy is his honeymoon.
Yes.
He told me that in Vegas at the wedding. He said, in a couple of months, we're going to Italy. I'm telling him next Friday, do not even get up at 2 a.m. Like, he's got to get up at 2 a.m. He'll be up at 2 a.m. But that's not even the point. I don't want him calling on his damn honeymoon. Quick time out. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. And then in just a matter of minutes, longtime Dodger historian Mark Langell joins us. And then at the top of the hour, Jay Tamsey, head of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber. Got a little event coming up this Domingo. For those who do not speak Spanish, that's Sunday. Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. In the meantime, we're very much alive. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1, AM 1180, KERN. We're streaming live kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KE.
You want to do Messmaker?
Did I do it yesterday?
I think you did.
Okay, all right.
That whole story. Also got a couple of wars to keep our eye on and the economy in a brand new month. Plus, if you watch any college football over the weekend, there's one guy that probably called the plays for your team. He calls the plays for 100 college football teams. Seems like a lot. We'll explain on the next Armstrong and Getty Show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Hope you join us every Thursday, particularly at 4:30, when Daniel Petrie from Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors joins us. Daniel gives us a weekly update on the deficit and its growth. We look at silver and gold and obviously the stock market and all kind of economic issues that most importantly impact you. But again, you guys know what Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors are all about. They're all about retirement. I keep telling you guys, it's one of the smartest moves that I've ever made financially. Call Daniel at 395-9400, 395-9400 if retirement is in your near future. Or just tune in Thursdays at 4:30 when he joins us every week. Daniel Petrie and the folks at Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only. Does not constitute a solicitation or offer to buy or sell any security, future, option, or other financial instrument, or to offer or provide any investment advisory or other services to any person in any jurisdiction by Daniel Petrie or MPWA Inc., DBA Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Any views expressed in this broadcast by us are prepared based upon the information available to us at the time, and we are under no obligation to update our views.
King Door Company continues to set the standard in the garage door industry, and I'm here to tell you a few of the reasons why. First off, King Door carries Clopay garage panels and LiftMaster openers, so you're guaranteed quality and reliability well beyond the reach of most garage door companies, and it just gets better from there. King Door has a fleet of fully stocked service trucks with all the parts and tools to handle any job quickly and efficiently, and those trucks are manned by the most knowledgeable technicians anywhere. They have all the technical expertise imaginable and the most up-to-the-minute training available. In fact, King Door is so committed to training that they have the King Door Academy, a full-size, state-of-the-art classroom right on the premises with all the latest teaching aids, including working garage doors to simulate any installation, repair, or technique. Your garage door is a very important part of the safety, security, and look of your home, so don't trust it to anyone but King Door Company. Call them today at 397-2744, stop by the showroom at 7450 District Boulevard, or check them out online at kingdoor.com. King Door Company, your company with the pride of a lion.
Meet Paul Sheldon's client, Norma Diaz, owner of La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream.
Hi, I'm Norma Diaz from La Rosa Fruit Bars and Ice Cream, and I'm a client and friend of Paul Sheldon. I've known Paul for many, many years, and my parents happened to be his first clients. So, of course, I called Paul and immediately felt this peace come over me, knowing that I didn't have to freak out about making a big decision. His knowledge about Medicare and your health insurance needs are beyond compare, and I was taken care of immediately by his wonderful staff. He knew everything that I needed and what I wouldn't need, so I was pretty much in and out of there in record time. If you're getting to that age where you're going to be needing to know about Medicare, then he's the one to call. He will totally help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. You're going to leave there feeling a great accomplishment and no concerns. And even if you have questions later, his staff can help you out. Those feelings are just priceless to me. So call Paul. You'll be glad you did.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Uh-oh. 842-587-6842 KERN. I'm excited about this weekend.
Why is that now?
Tomorrow, I am headed to the Fire Club, the Firehouse, the Firestone the Fire Creek, the Fire. Where am I headed?
Firehouse.
Firehouse.
I know
It's
exactly
Breeders'
what.
Cup
Yes.
Saturday. Very excited about this. I used to go. They used to have them when they first started. It started like in the late 80s and the 90s when I was living in Inglewood. Literally, you could ride your bicycle from my apartment to Hollywood Park. And it's the best of the best. In fact, journalism, which one, either the Kentucky, the Belmont, or the Preakness, I can't remember which, or maybe two of the three, as a matter of fact. I can't remember. But I know that horse won. But it's the best of the best, where it's just every horse is great, which is right up my alley, because the only way I have ever been able to gamble on horses is betting on long shots. And when you've got the best of the best, you've got a horse that's like 14-2 in his career, and he's a 12-1 favorite. And so there's money to be made at Breeders' Cup. I do very well on Breeders' Cup. So if you're at Fire Creek, or where am I going again?
Firehouse.
Firehouse on, what is it, White Lane or Mid?
Yeah, you want to go to the White Lane one.
That's the only one that has the bookie. Yes. And I have lunch, a couple of cocktails, and spend the afternoon there. I don't watch the whole 8-9 races, but I'll stay for 3 or 4 races. And then Sunday, I'm playing golf for the first time in several weeks with Chris Zucchini, and I might get in his pocket. Zucchini hasn't played in months. We're off to Los Angeles. Mark Langell, Dodger historian.
Cool tracks are part of the band. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
With us for the news, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A New York judge has dismissed a legal challenge from Texas seeking to enforce a civil judgment against the doctor accused of prescribing abortion pills to a Dallas area woman. The case tested New York's Shield law, which protects abortion pill providers. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton wanted the New York court to enforce the decision against Dr. Margaret Carpenter. Acting Ulster County Clerk Taylor Bruck refused, citing the Shield law. Justice David Gannon ruled that Bruck followed the law, stating Carpenter's actions were legal in New York. 2 federal judges have ruled the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program using emergency reserve funds during the government shutdown. On Wall Street, the Dow by 40 points. This is SRN News.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A woman has been arrested by Kern County Sheriff's deputies after they say she stole thousands in funds. That discovery led to investigators tracking down another suspect who had illegal guns and ammunition. Island Mendez allegedly stole more than $7,000 in credit union members' money. After deputies searched Angel Alfaro's home, he was taken in on weapons charges. According to a new study, the most haunted casino is in Bakersfield. The Golden West Casino, located near the Kern County Fairgrounds, is in the top spot on that list. The study, courtesy of VeganInsider.com. Researchers looked at the number of ghost sightings per city and city's per capita murder rate. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Ralph Bailey for Adaptive Networks. You know, a lot of IT companies try to squeeze your unique business into their cookie cutter solutions. That's why we've teamed up with Adaptive Networks, because they know no 2 businesses are exactly alike, and your IT shouldn't be either. While other MSPs offer one-size-fits-all packages, Adaptive Networks takes the time to listen and understand your specific challenges, your industry requirements. They build custom technology solutions that actually fit your business, not the other way around. So whether you're a small company or a growing enterprise, Adaptive Networks adapts to you. Their customer-driven approach means you get exactly what you need. So don't settle for generic IT support. Call Adaptive Networks today and discover what truly customized technology solutions can do for your business. Adaptive Networks, because your business is unique and your IT should be as well. Visit adaptive-net.com or call 661-241-0638 today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
It's the JR Show.
Well, the dominoes have begun to fall. Just got word that Stan Ellis, who took over the assembly seat in the state for Vince Vaughn, will not run for re-election. About 20 minutes later, announcing David Couch for assembly. That's right, the dominoes will tumble. Now, who's going to announce to take Supervisor Couch's seat? We shall see.
The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. The Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, live 9 to noon. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
And the wind's blowing hot from the north. We were born to ride. Well, we won't hear this song tonight. The Dodgers are in Canada for Game 6. Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Max Scherzer and our good friend and longtime.
Gossman.
What?
It's Kevin Gossman.
It's not Scherzer?
No, Scherzer will be tomorrow.
I thought, did they switch it?
Mm-mm.
I thought for sure I read it was Scherzer.
Oh, Gossman's tonight.
Our longtime friend and longtime Dodger historian Mark Langell joins us from Los Angeles. How are you, Mark?
Ralph, I heard just a wonderful omen. It'll be Max Scherzer tomorrow. What optimism!
I would, if we can win tonight, I would rather see him in Game 7 than anybody else, to be honest with you, of all the pitchers on their staff. But we got to get by tonight. Can Yoshinobu Yamamoto be Yoshinobu Yamamoto?
Oh, that was very impressive, Ralph.
Thank you.
I think I think the key is I'm kind of surprised that after Game 5, everybody sort of had this feeling like it was over because everybody thought there'd be a clinch party at Dodger Stadium, down 3-2. And I wrote a column for the Dodger Insider.
I saw that.
Blog,
it's really well written.
All of this reaction as far as thanks you made me feel better, and now I have hope. And I'm saying to myself, folks, this is just 2 wins. And this is the finish line is there, and it's not like you're asking, a Ben Kasparius or somebody that's not used to being a starting pitcher, and you're not trying to wing it with a bullpen game in Game 6. You've got your ace that's trying to become the first Dodger since Orel Hershiser to pitch 3 straight complete games in a postseason. But you don't even need him to do that.
No.
You need him to have a solid start. You need the offense to wake up, and that's the crazy thing. In a couple of days, everybody could be running to the sporting goods store, getting their gear, and they're not going to think about how nervous they were before Game 6. They'll all lie through their teeth and say, we had it in the bag the whole way.
Yeah. Do you see the 3 guys that are in the hundreds? Max Muncy's in the hundreds, Mook's in the hundreds, Tommy Edmonds in the hundreds. You really think they're just going to start hitting all of a sudden tonight, maybe tomorrow?
You have to think that way because you have to look at sports. You have to look at these improbable moments. You have to look at the '69 Mets when suddenly a guy named Al Weiss, went crazy. You got to look at the '88 World Series. Mickey Hatcher 2 home runs during the regular season. Suddenly he turns into Babe Ruth. And don't forget, Mike Davis, 1988, batted 196 during the regular season. He got a walk that set up Kirk Gibson. So you only necessarily need to do one thing in one certain moment, and nobody's going to care about your regular season, your postseason stats. It's what you do today and hopefully tomorrow that will, forever live on.
I agree. I absolutely agree. That's why I was a little, I don't know. I was a little, I don't know what to call it, little just disappointed. I heard the interview with Mookie, and he was just kind of down on himself, it sounded like. He kept saying, I was terrible. I kind of wanted to hear him say, you know what, fellas, that was yesterday. I'm going to come out tomorrow. I think this whole ball club is going to come out tomorrow, and we're going to hit, and our guys are going to pitch, and we're going to win. I don't want to hear him kind of wallowing in, I've been terrible. I don't know. What do you think?
I'd actually rather hear him say, I've been terrible, than giving you a wink and saying, we got it, no problem. checks in the mail, that type of thing. Because, emotionally, think how it is for him as a 3-time World Series champ, and suddenly you can't do it in that moment. How frustrating must that be that you've been this pro athlete your whole life? And I'm sure, look at golf. If you've got a bad round in the final round at the Masters, and you've had a great season all year. I mean, these guys aren't robots. And the other thing I think you have to credit is suddenly the Toronto Blue Jays, these guys that we've never heard of in terms of, Kurt, the pinch hit grand slam, the rookie that suddenly thinks he's Jim Palmer. I mean, they're not just going to lay down and watch the Death Star fly over Canada and and bow to the mighty Dodgers. I mean, this is why you play the game. This is why you always remember the David versus Goliath. And think about this. We were the underdogs against the Mets and the Athletics in 1988. So we win the championship. We've been harping on that forever. The little engine that could, the little engine that could. Suddenly, the other team is doing it, and we're suddenly shocked. How is this happening? Well, it's a 7-game series, so you go back and forth, just like a heavyweight fight.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. The only issue is, I won't get into that. I'm looking at the Dodger lineup, and, I love Dave Roberts. I really do. I've never met the man, but he seems like a really nice man. I know the players absolutely adore him. Obviously, the Guggenheims are happy with him. But I'll tell you, Mark, I just question some of the decisions he makes, like the one in the lineup today, where now he's moved Mookie, who isn't doing a thing. He's moved him from the 2 spot to the 3 spot yesterday, and now, or the night before, and now he's moved Mookie into the cleanup position. I just don't understand that. I know Mookie is a Hall of Famer, and, you want to believe in your guys, but Mookie should be like in the 5 or the 6 hole. He should not be in a position where there's runners on 2nd and 3rd, and here comes Mookie with his 158 batting average.
We will see what happens. I mean, that's the beauty of this. It just drives everybody crazy in terms of what could happen. And then you even look at history as far as, yes, Andy Pages has struggled, but then you look historically. Somebody wrote a book called Praying for Gil Hodges, because Gil Hodges went something for 0 for 21 in a World Series, and they would dismiss church services in Brooklyn by saying, forget the song, let's just have a prayer for the Dodgers first baseman. So that's just the nature of it. You stare at this, and it's kind of like the one guy that shows up at a poker tournament, runs the table and never does it again, or the bowl game where somebody suddenly throws for 600 yards and you never hear from him again. It's like a Ferris wheel. You never know who's going to step up. And if you step up in game 6 or 7, look at Joe Namath in that Super Bowl. The Jets have never won a Super Bowl since. They've never been to a Super Bowl since. He upset the Baltimore Colts 16-7 after saying, "I guarantee it." That's what folk legends are made of.
Yeah, true that. There were 17-point underdogs to Don Shula's Baltimore Colts. I do like the fact that Miggy's in the lineup tonight. They're playing Miggy in the 9 hole and putting him at second base, and putting Tommy Edman out in second base, out in center field. And Andy Pages, unfortunately, with his 80 batting average, is not in the lineup. But I think you're going to see Andy Pages in a pinch hitting role at some point. What do you think we got to do to get this thing to Game 7?
I think you show home movies of the 1965 Dodgers where a pop gun offense rode the pitching of Drysdale and Koufax and won the championship. Because if you analyze the offense from 65, if you analyze the offense from 88, it was just key hits at certain times. But I think the name of the game is pitching. That's why having guys like Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani, Sasaki in the bullpen, you're not having to wing it in a bullpen game. If you're going to lose, at least you're going to lose with your best, as opposed to, oh, it's too bad so-and-so wasn't available.
Yeah. Mark Langell, longtime Dodgers historian, is our guest. I've been telling, and you tell me if you like my theory, don't like my theory. I suspect that if we can win tonight, if Yoshinobu Yamamoto is Yamamoto, and let's say he goes 7 or 8, then Roki comes and cleans it up, I think it's all hands on deck. In fact, I heard that Shohei might start tomorrow, but my thesis has been if we get a lead and we need 6 outs, I think you're going to see Yamamoto again. Am I nuts?
No, not at all, because obviously You remember the 2001 World Series, Arizona versus the Yankees, when suddenly Randy Johnson comes out of the bullpen. So
Yeah.
anything can happen in a World Series Game 7, and that's the fun part.
Yeah.
I love all these theories. I love all of these. And the wonderful premise you said, if we can win Game 6, how cool is that? Because then if you get to Game 7, then you're going to have the same problem, Ralph, when you're having your Cheerios in the morning. You're just going to be obsessed with the lineup, what could happen and everything. And just know that in a couple days, it's going to be over with one way or another. Let yourself enjoy the craziness, because this is what you signed up for in spring training when you wanted to follow the Dodgers.
Yep, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Mark Langell, our guest. Who would you go to? Who do you trust right now coming out of the bullpen?
Well, Sasaki, in terms of being a closer, the one thing that people are forgetting is, what if you had Ohtani pitch middle relief, if there is a tomorrow? You've also got in the back of your mind when he struck out Trout to end the 2023 World Baseball Classic for Team Japan. And don't forget, last year, whoever thought Walker Buehler would be closing out the game at Yankee Stadium?
Yep.
So I think, and I'm sorry, had anybody ever heard of Will Klein before the game went into extra innings?
No.
In Game 3 at Dodger Stadium.
His neighbors in
Arizona.
Arizona.
As long as you are on the active roster, you have a chance to be a Sandy Amaros. You have a chance to be a Game 7 hero. Anything as far as, if you're a Laker fan, Meta World Peace. I have no idea how many three-point shots he had in his life, but I do know in Game 7 against the Celtics, when he drained that three, in the final closing minutes, along with Sasha and the 2 free throws, those are the things that you remember. So you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but Robert Horry hitting that shot against the Sacramento Kings to get us to Game 7.
Big shot, Bob.
Big shot, Bob. You never know what's going to happen. I am just as nervous as I could possibly be, Mark. I don't know. I wish I had your attitude, because you just seem like you just want to see a good game. But both losses, I didn't watch the end of the game. I turned it off at like 4-1. I can't watch them lose. It ruins my night. I can't watch sports shows. I don't watch ESPN when they lose. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. Let's just move on.
Ralph, if it makes you feel better, I'm 60 years old and I'm still haunted by Reggie Jackson's 3 home runs
Yes.
in 1977.
Yes.
I'm still haunted by the 1-game playoff loss in 1980 against the Astros. I'm still haunted by Jack Clark in 1985. And so I carry the scars, but I think that's just part of the deal. With every scar comes a Kirk Gibson, a Freddie Freeman, an Oral Hershiser, a moment that's great. And so I think that's the beauty. Sports is going to drive you crazy, and you just accept it and say, how cool is this? Because nobody can talk about religion or politics anymore.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, my audience will tell you I was at Dodger Stadium when Bob Welch struck out Reggie Jackson, and John Tempero and I walked to the parking lot thinking we're up 2-0 and we're finally going to beat the Yankees. We're finally going to beat the Yankees. And we didn't win another game that season. And I got to meet 3 years ago, a buddy of mine puts on a Champions Tour golf tournament in St. Louis, and I got to hang out with Ozzie Smith. And one of the first things I told him is, I'm a Dodger fan. You know I can't stand you, right? And he goes, I hear that almost every day from Dodger fans, because Ozzie hit that famous home run against us to beat us. You're right. It sticks with you for the rest of your life.
And I am friends with Tom Niedenfuhr, and he never hears about the home run off of Ozzie Smith, which was Ozzie Smith's first home run against a right-hander.
Yeah.
It's the home run that he has to hear about from Jack Clark. But back in the day, they'd have your closer pitch 3 innings, so he was exhausted.
Yeah, that's it. So tell me what's going to happen. I'll leave you with that.
Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to watch the game. The historian's brain is going to make all these different analogies to like 1917, 1941, 1953. And, you look at the possible storylines, and then what happens is, like after yesterday's game, you actually dream about it in terms of not rooting or anything, but just all these parallels, and that's the crazy thing. When Ohtani was nearly picked off of first base the other day, I was thinking how Babe Ruth was caught stealing second to end the
Against the Chicago.
1926 World Series.
Yeah.
This is how my brain works. And so it's not a matter of rooting. It's a matter of soaking it all in and then just trying to process it because, 2 days from now, win or lose, you're going to have this weight of the world off your shoulders because it's going to be over. And at that point, you're going to look out the window and say, gosh, I've got to wait another 6 months until there's more baseball.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Where will you be tonight at 5? Well, where will you be in about 20 minutes?
I'm at home. I'm in South Pasadena watching it on the big screen TV. I've got all the quotes. I got all the info. I'm all ready to go. And the cool thing for me was Game 4. Everybody's sweating it out. 18 innings. I had my little granddaughter fly in from Hawaii for Game 5, and so Grandpa got to play for 3 hours with the ruler of the world, the 4-year-old granddaughter. And so that's the funny thing. When you get older, you think back and you're going to go win or lose for Grandpa. That was the highlight to see little 4-year-old Katie from Hawaii.
I wish I had such a distraction. I really do. Always good to talk to you, Mark. Hopefully we're going to be talking to you Monday celebrating a World's Championship.
Well, Ralph, I totally enjoy all our visits. You're such a knowledgeable fan, and I hope the great George Culver is listening because I loved his book, and he's such a great baseball man as well. And John Hale of 1974 to 77 Dodger fame. So it's just part of being part of the Dodger Nation as far as all the people. It's wonderful.
George is very much alive. He's not the late George Culver.
No, I said the great.
Oh, the great. I thought you said the late George Culver. I about had a heart attack.
I was wondering why you were freaking out.
No. But
he's killed George Culver.
No.
No, you could say late because he was a relief pitcher.
Yes, he was. And a very dear friend and one of the great guys in our community.
Yeah, so George, if you're listening, I didn't kill you off.
I'm just deaf, that's all. Always good to talk to you, my friend. Again, let's hope we're talking on Monday.
Sounds good, Ralph.
All
Take care, and hope you have a good weekend.
You as well. Go Dodgers.
All right. Bye.
Mark Langell, Dodger historian, luckiest man on the planet. He works at Dodger Stadium and an overall good egg. Living in South Pass, Kimberly Michelle Williams' neighborhood, where I was once sat on a curb twice inside of 2 months by the very same sheriff's deputy. Sat me on a curb while he ran my license. And I never got a ticket. He was just checking out what is a black kid driving a Chevy Chevette doing in South Pasadena. Sat me on the curb. Ugh. Well, we're minutes away from first pitch. We'll take a short time out, check the board. Top of the hour, we're going to talk with my friendly neighbor and the head of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber, Jay Tamsey. I would stick around if I you. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at KernRadio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Monday edition of the First Look program, with any luck, we'll be announcing the end of the government shutdown. It's trade deadline day in the NFL. We will have news, we'll have traffic, we'll have weather. We'll talk to the nice people from America's Job Center at Kern. It's all happening 6 to 9, right here at 96.1 FM and streaming live on the internet at KernRadio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Hey, everybody, it's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru. You know, it's time again for Subaru Loves Pet Month. For the past few years, Sangera Subaru has supported the Bakersfield SPCA's efforts to increase adoption during the month of October. Last year, the Bakersfield SPCA had a total of 73 cats and dogs all adopted. This year's goal, 100 animals adopted. Plus, Wednesday, October 22nd, Subaru celebrates their 7th annual National Make a Dog's Day. We invite all dog enthusiasts to something special for their furry friends, or maybe consider either adopting or fostering a dog. In addition, the SPCA holding a low-cost microchip and vaccination clinic Saturday, October 25th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. $20 each for a microchip or vaccine. Now is a great time to adopt a pet from the Bakersfield SPCA. Join Sangera Subaru in supporting this worthwhile cause during the Subaru Loves Pet Month. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community.
This is your intrepid news reporter, Scoop Newsman, coming to you live from a helicopter high above the historic Santa Margarita Ranch. From this brave reporter's lofty vantage point, I can see preparations are continuing for the return of the Jingle Bell Express that will whisk passengers to Santa's Village. Reports are that the historic Jingle Bell Express will be pulling amongst their cadre of rolling stock, genuine original Disney train cars. Once you arrive, kids and adults will be entertained like never before with a mystic magic show, a charming Christmas market, adorable pony rides, and more food, fun, and frivolity than ever. The Jingle Bell Express will be arriving at the historic Santa Margarita Ranch November 28th and running until December 21st. But get your tickets now. This reporter also has a source deep inside Santa's Village that has confirmed that if your plans change, your tickets can change too, from now until November. So make sure you reserve your seats on the Jingle Bell Express by going to christmas@themargarita.com before the Christmas train passes you by.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe 10, 20, or even
They're
100,
going to be going berserk. They're going to be going good berserk. If they get up to an early lead, we're screwed.
And unfortunately, that's kind of how Yoshi falls too.
Again, that's 800-399-7272.
You're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show. Catch me weekday morning, 6 to 9 a.m. on First Look with Scott Cox, News Talk 96.1.
As a person, he's just been always very kind to me. He met JR at Dodger Stadium. I've never, I don't want to go to the press box and mess with him. Every time I go to a Dodger game, Big Dog, Mike Parent tells me to go up there and see him. I'm just like, no, the guy's working. I don't know.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't like bothering people when they're working.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable. But anyway, we can't have him on like pregame. You know what I mean? Because he works for the Dodgers. He's not going to say a bad thing about anybody. We need to have Culver on, and then we have Mark on as like a reviewer after a win, or like I say, if we win the championship, we're definitely going to have him on Monday, and we'll probably have George on as well if we can win the next two. And I forgot to mention, with him on the phone, hey, we were down 2-1 in the first round last year in a 5-game series and came back and won the last two. Now, granted, they were in downtown LA, not in Canada. But like he says, that's the scenario that I was thinking of last night, that Yoshi has the game of his life. But, he's the reality. Then on the other side, I'm thinking the reality is they've seen him once. This would have to be the third best game of his major league career.
Too, yeah. 3 in a row.
Yeah. But, the best thing about Yamamoto is not his splitter, although that's a really good out pitch. It's his ability to not tip his pitches and make a 76 mile per hour curveball look like a 95 mile per hour fastball. And he's just really smart about setting you up with the curveball out of the strike zone and then coming in tight with the fastball and changing eye level on the batter and just stuff like that. You got somebody on the phone?
I do, yes.
Who you got?
David's on the line.
David, you're on the Ralph Bailey Show.
What's going on, Ralph?
Hey, David.
Hey, so, okay, I love the Dodgers my whole life, but I got to admit, I think Dave Roberts is one of the dumbest managers, and I'll give you a few reasons why.
But before you start, you're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, because first of all, the main thing is, why do we have, what other team in the MLB has their power hitter as the leadoff?
I've been saying that for 2 years.
It boggles my mind.
Yeah.
The decisions he makes, we have to have an all-star team to compensate for his stupidity.
Yeah. There's something.
Did you see that Yamamoto no-hitter earlier this year?
Yes.
He yanked him?
Yeah.
And what happened? We end up losing.
He needed 3 more strikes, and he pulls it.
Yeah. So, anyways, just wanted to throw that out there.
You are preaching to the choir, my brother. Believe me. All right.
Go Dodgers!
Go Dodgers. Quick timeout. I believe he's wheeling his way from Los Angeles. You're going the wrong way, Jay. But Jay Tamsey will join us next. As I've mentioned throughout the show, it's Dia de los Muertos. This Sunday, El Domingo. He's going to tell us all about it. And then we'll walk you right up to first pitch. They've already had the national anthem. We are almost underway. Game 6. Meantime, I would stick around if I you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall by Keith Peters in Washington. SNAP recipients will continue to get their benefits.
2 federal judges on Friday said the Trump administration must tap into contingency funds to make payments for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, during the government shutdown. The aid was set to expire November 1st. Roughly 42 million Americans rely on SNAP to help buy food. Federal Judge John McConnell ruled that the suspension of SNAP funding is arbitrary and likely to cause irreparable harm, citing the terror felt by Americans who are scrambling to meet their basic nutritional needs. Bill Alexander, Washington.
President Trump is putting Nigeria on notice for its persecution of Christians. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
The president says Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria and that his administration will designate the West African nation as a country of particular concern. That designation does not necessarily mean that sanctions will be imposed, but is one step ahead of that. The president writes in a social media post that radical Islamists are responsible for the mass slaughter of thousands of Christians.
I might have to go
Greg Clugston, Washington.
A New York judge has dismissed a legal challenge from Texas seeking to enforce a civil judgment against the doctor accused of prescribing abortion pills to a Dallas area
I
woman.
gave Mike
The case tested New York's SHIELD law, which protects abortion pill
I
providers.
still got $300.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton wanted a New York court to enforce the decision against Dr. Margaret Carpenter. Acting Ulster County Clerk Taylor Bruck refused, citing the SHIELD law. Justice
what do you think
David
our dinner was?
Gannon ruled that Bruck followed the law, stating Carpenter's actions were legal in New York.
Aaron and I.
On Wall
and
Street,
she ordered
the Dow up by
clams,
40 points. More at townhall.com.
240.
Hey there, it's Chris Stigall, and today I want to
Yeah,
share something that
yeah.
should fill every Christian with wonder. We're living in the time of history's greatest homecoming. For thousands of years, God promised through his prophets that he would gather the Jewish people from every corner of the earth and bring them back to their homeland. Many thought these were just beautiful words that would never come to pass, but we're witnessing the impossible. Since 1948, over 3 million Jewish people have returned to Israel from more than 100 countries. Russian Jews, Ethiopian Jews, European Holocaust survivors, all coming home exactly as Scripture foretold. This isn't just a coincidence. It's prophecy fulfilled before our eyes. When you support the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, it's not just helping with immigration. You're participating in biblical prophecy.
Let's say yes to God's promises coming true. Together, let's discover the top reasons why Christians all over the world support Israel. To learn more, visit ifcj.org. That's ifcj.org.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A 39-year-old woman from Taft has been arrested for alleged copper wire theft and was found to be in possession of over 15 EBT cards and a controlled substance. Kern County Sheriff's deputies served a search warrant in the 300 block of Tyler Street. Melissa Rodriguez was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, stolen property, and obtaining public aid through false pretenses. She was found with about 50 pounds of copper wire. A bicyclist has died after being hit by a Bakersfield Fire Department arson unit truck at around 10 o'clock this morning. Police were called to the area of Union Avenue and 4th Street for a reported vehicle versus bicycle crash. Emergency crews provided immediate medical care. The victim was taken to the hospital but did not survive. Officers are taking witness statements and there is video. Del Oro High School students were outside the school staging a protest on Thursday following the arrest of their walk-on band coach, Salvador Fabian. Fabian is 26 years old, but accused of having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old sophomore student. One ninth grader said that this made her want to change schools. Students outside held signs reading "Honk for Justice" and "Beware of Sexual Assault" to show support for the victim and demand stricter hiring practices. The California Highway Patrol is launching a 12-hour maximum enforcement period statewide, starting at 6 p.m. tonight, running through 6 a.m. tomorrow to protect drivers and passengers and help keep impaired drivers off the road. According to CHP, impairment is not just from alcohol. Prescription meds, over-the-counter, and cannabis products can also affect a driver's ability to be safe on the highway. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
What do you think, this is the Army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get up close like this. Bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
It's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Now make sure you leave the house when you make the call. You understand me? You hear me? Call from an outside line. I mean it.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
It's time for Dodger baseball. We're just minutes away from the beginning of Game 6. Dodgers absolute must win or we are eliminated. The season is over and Toronto wins a World's Championship since the last time Joe Mama, Joe Torre, Joe Frazier, Joey Heatherton.
I'll take Joe Mauer again.
You can't use the same one. It was Joe Carter who hit the walk-off home run to win the 1993 World Series for the Blue Jays. Last time they won a championship, and let's pray it remains that way. In the meantime, we still got lots to do. We've got some miscellaneous news and notes to get to. Haven't heard the Abby Zwermer audio yet. She is the Virginia teacher who got shot by a 6-year-old. She is suing for $40 million, and the principal that ignored all the warnings is facing much later criminal trial. She's facing 8 counts, so we'll get to that. But in the meantime, our good friend Jay Tamsey, head of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber, was nice enough to stop his vehicle from wheeling his way back up here to Kern County and talk with us about Dia de los Muertos coming up this Sunday. It's the 15th annual event. Jay, where does this, is it considered a holiday? Where did this thing begin? How did it get up off the ground?
Yes. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate you. And yes, so this all is a holiday and celebrated within our culture and our Hispanic culture. And we brought this to Bakersfield 15 years ago. And we started off at Mill Creek Park and just grown by leaps and bounds. So now it's the Kern County Fairgrounds. So we'll be there this Sunday. So it's our 15th annual.
Dia de los Muertos.
And for someone that knows nothing about it, walk us through it.
Well, we'll walk you through the event. So the event will begin from 2 o'clock, and we're going to start off. Well, folks are going to be setting up altars, and altars are those that are set up in remembrance of a loved one who's passed away and no longer with us. And so they bring their photos, they bring, their favorite meal, they bring pictures, memorabilia, and just all that great stuff so that we can remember them and commemorate them. And so with the altars, we have about 60 plus altars. There will be, families coming out, different restaurants, different business owners, and they just want to celebrate the death of a loved one. So this is by no means not, don't be afraid to come on down. Don't be afraid. This is all just celebration of life, celebration of our loved ones who are no longer with us and want to remember them. So we come on down. We have the altars. We have a kids camp area. We have free activities for the kids 12 and under. We have Sugar Skull, and they all get to decorate those sugar skulls, which are called calaveras, and with some frosting. We have face painting and arts and crafts in the kids area. That's all free. We have Dia de los Muertos merchandise and vendors. Of course, the Chamber of Commerce, our vendors, our members that are promoting their products and services, as well as we have lots of entertainment. So we have Ballet Folklorico Huastecali, Mariachi San Marcos, and we also have Rocio y su Sonora.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great time. We have live music all day long, and we have lots of food vendors that you can purchase food from. So come on down to the Kern County Fairgrounds. It's a full day, lots for everyone to do, lots for all ages, all ethnicities as well. We want to make sure Dia de los Muertos is Day of the Dead, celebrated with all cultures, and we just want to share the love with Kern County, and Kern County does show up.
Yeah, it's a huge event. It gets bigger every year. Name drop for us some of the talent, some of the musical talent that'll be out there.
Well, we do have the Aztec blessing by Mi Tierra, and so they go around and they bless the altars. It's a tradition to bless the altars, and we have those Aztec dancers out there, and then we have our official Catrina, who is symbolizes both the female who is the death or dead.
Right.
That's why it's Day of the Dead. And then also, as I mentioned, Ballet Folklorico Huastecali. So we have adult dancers, youth dancers as well, and then performances by Mariachi San Marcos. So we have that, and they'll be going around and serenading the folks. And then we have from Los Angeles, Rocio y su Sonora, which is a cumbia Mexican band that'll come down. And then we have some special entertainment that's going to be a secret until you get there.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I bet
it is.
I bet I could guess. Is it a local band that's no longer local?
Oh no, no. This is the band's coming from LA. Yeah, so the Los Angeles area.
But is it a former local band?
No.
You know who I was going to guess? I was going to guess Louis Cruz Beltran, maybe. No?
Oh, well, we had him at the installation dinner one year, but no, we still keep in contact.
Yeah, I love that guy. I love his band.
Guy.
Yeah, I love the band too. Boy.
Yeah.
I spent many a night at Cheney's dancing cumbia with Louis and the boys, man. I love that band. Really
great
do.
Guy.
Yeah, really special guy. Yeah, I agree. Can people get tickets in advance today or tomorrow?
Yeah, so they just visit our website. It's just easier to go to kchcc.org. You could purchase your online ticket. It's very simple. $5 a person, very affordable.
Wow.
You get a family pack of 5 for $20.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah.
We've got a lot of sponsors. We're very fortunate because we wanted to keep the cost down, especially during the economy right now. And the stage that we're in, and we want to make sure that families are able to afford this, all of the free entertainment and the free activities for the kids, and
just a wonderful day of celebration. Of course, we'll have refreshments and adult beverages there as well to purchase. So, yeah, a very affordable price. If you don't purchase online, it is $10 at the door. So I recommend you go to kchcc.org and purchase your individual ticket, or just purchase a $20 for a family pack of 5.
That is the best deal I have ever heard. That's
Children
incredible.
5 and under are free.
That's incredible, because it is just a day of so many different things going on, and just a really fun afternoon, and the weather's going to be gorgeous. You couldn't ask for a better day.
Couldn't ask for a better day. It's going to be great weather, and we just want, the Kern County turns out for this event, and we're just very, very, very thankful for the community and the chamber members and coming out to the event. These altars that are in memory of the loved ones or a family. I'm telling you, Kern County don't play around. They come out in full effect, and they decorate these altars, whether they love the loved one on a favorite, basketball team, baseball team, any, sports, or maybe a veteran. It's just very, very, very nice to watch.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Commemorate the loved ones, and memory, keep them in our memories. And so we're just very fortunate. And folks come out, and they'll be decorating for about 4 to 5 hours, their altars. That's how much pride they take into this, and how much it means to the culture and celebration. So we just want to invite the community.
Great family event. It really is. You just, like I always tell you, you do an unbelievable job with the Hispanic Chamber. I think it's clearly by far the best chamber in this town, by far. I don't want to keep you. I know you've done a wonderful job pulling over for us. I'll let you go. But thanks again. It's going to be a wonderful event, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, see you soon.
All right, man. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Jay Tamsey, Executive Director of the Kern County Hispanic Chamber, which again, I believe is the finest chamber. All the events that they do, they throw on one of the biggest galas of the year, along with this and other events throughout the year. Jay is just one of those people, as I like to allude to, one of those people that make our community better. He really is just a wonderful guy. And if his dad is listening, as Jay tells me he often does, hello, Mr. Tamsey. Thanks for listening out there in Delano. Quick time out. Dodger game is underway. Our $700 million man has struck out, and so has Will Smith. Oh, no, he's got a 1-2 count on him, 2-2 count. So we're off to a startling start. Getting nauseous already. Quick break. We're coming right back. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. We're streaming live at KernRadio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Coming up on the Monday edition of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, a pre-election special for all of you out there. We'll be joined by gubernatorial candidate Jack Ciattarelli of New Jersey, and also our friend Mr. New York, Mark Simone, talking about the New York mayor's race and that New Jersey governor's race, and probably some Virginia stuff too on Clay and Buck.
Live 9 to noon. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-399-7272. 800-399-7272. Again, that's 800-399-7272.
This is your intrepid news reporter, Scoop Newsman, coming to you live from a helicopter high above the historic Santa Margarita Ranch. From this break reporter's lofty vantage point, I can see preparations are continuing for the return of the Jingle Bell Express that will whisk passengers to Santa's Village. Reports are that the historic Jingle Bell Express will be pulling amongst their cadre of rolling stock, genuine original Disney train cars. Once you arrive, kids and adults will be entertained like never before with a mystic magic show, a charming Christmas market, adorable pony rides, and more food, fun, and frivolity than ever. The Jingle Bell Express will be arriving at the historic Santa Margarita Ranch November 28th and running until December 21st. But get your tickets now. This reporter also has a source deep inside Santa's Village that has confirmed that if your plans change, your tickets can change too from now until November. So make sure you reserve your seats on the Jingle Bell Express by going to christmas@themargarita.com before the Christmas train passes you by.
Kern County business owners, this one's for you. Meet Trucordia, the new name built on trust and accord. With over 100 years of combined experience, Trucordia protects local businesses with smart, cost-saving benefit solutions. From reducing risk to keeping your team happy, Trucordia offers free online tools and hands-on support. As a full-service agency, Trucordia takes your insurance plans to the next level. Call 661-401-2280 today. Trucordia, where trust and harmony work for your business. 661-401-2280.
Don't miss the Bakersfield Symphony's upcoming concert, An American Salute, Saturday, November 8th at Dignity Health Theater. This program is both a tribute and a celebration, honoring American history and sacrifice, while bringing audiences together through some of the most stirring and recognizable music ever written. From American masterpieces to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture, it's sure to be an unforgettable experience. Tickets start at just $40. Student prices are available, so bring the whole family. For more info, go to bsonow.org.
I'm JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Now, back to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking down the street. His hair was perfect. That's my favorite part of Paul Newman got an Academy Award for it. The sequel to The Hustler, Color Purple. No, Color Purple. A Color of Money. Yes, starring Paul Newman and Whoopi Goldberg. You didn't see it? The Color Purple, he said. Yeah, no, The Color of Money. And what happened was the Academy Award realized, holy crap, we didn't give Paul Newman a Academy Award for The Sting or HUD or The Verdict, one of my favorite trial lawyer movies, Exodus, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, just you name. Paul Newman was never, there are a couple of actors, in my opinion, that were never bad. Spencer Tracy never had a bad performance. Never, ever. In fact, I think he's the only one that has 3 Academy Awards. Jack Lemmon never had a bad performance. Henry Fonda, Jimmy Stewart. I'm old, so I'm going old school. In the new era, there are not many guys that I can point to. Maybe De Niro, but I've seen De Niro have bad performances. I didn't like his performances as the Fokker. I mean, I thought he overplayed it, you know?
Those movies were kind of lukewarm.
Yeah. You know, I thought the best part about it was Terry, whatever her name is, Terry Mason, Terry Poole, I think is her name, the really hot girlfriend of Ben Stiller's, because I'm not a Ben Stiller guy.
I'm not a Ben Stiller guy.
No,
either.
not at all. But who's the original guy I was talking about?
To be honest with you, we went down a hole.
I know, and I can't remember who the first guy I was talking about. And don't text me because it doesn't matter.
We're talking about the Sting. No.
Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Paul Newman. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say the same thing about Leo
DiCaprio.
Yeah, you could say the same thing about him. He had better movies.
I didn't like him in Wall Street.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that movie.
I thought that was over the top. But you're right. He's pretty damn consistent. 842-5376, 842-KERN. What do you got?
Let's see. Ralph, what's your favorite classic horror movie / monster movie?
Well, I gave them during the segment. I had Halloween, Angel Heart, starring Mickey Rourke and Lisa Bonet, and Robert De Niro plays the devil. Gary Oldman's Dracula, that we discovered was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. The Thing, which is a movie that scared the crap out of me in 3rd grade. And Stella in the chat room laughed at me because I said my dad finally gave me a nightlight, so I'd stop sleeping at the foot of their bed. And The Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby is a film that I think is one of the spookiest, craziest films. And if you want to see it, you can turn the volume down for a couple of seconds because I'm going to talk about the plot. But it's essentially the story of an actor and his wife, played by John Cassavetes and Mia Farrow, and they move next door to Satan in this New York complex. And Cassavetes wants to be an actor, and he's struggling, and so the devil gets him to sell his soul, and if you sell your soul to the devil, he'll give you whatever he wants. And the guy, Cassavetes, is an understudy on a big play on Broadway. And after he sells his soul to Satan next door, the guy who was the star of the show, who Cassavetes could have never replaced, goes blind. And you begin to see the devil. And then the crux of the movie is the devil, they drug Mia Farrow. They put something in some cake that she eats. Oh, that's right, Max. Just let it go through your legs. That's just wonderful. You know what? I'm almost tempted to tell you to turn it off, but then I think I'd be more miserable. I really don't even want to watch this. I may not even watch this tonight. I really may not. And if we win, great. Great. I'm DVRing it. I can go back and watch the highlights. But I just, like I told you, the 2 losses, I was out by the 6th inning. I think we lost 6-1 last time, 3-4-1. I was out. Now, granted, I had some family stuff going on, but I think if my uncle had slammed into a tree, I still would have turned it off. But Rosemary's Baby, the crux of the film is that they drug Mia Farrow. They put something in a cake that she eats, and she's eating it. It was like, this doesn't taste right. And she's wise. She like fakes because it's nasty. It's like disgusting. And they're like, but eat it. And so she, does what I used to do with Brussels sprouts. She puts it in a napkin and throws it away, but she'd already taken 2 bites. So you're not sure if she's really drugged or not. And then the climax of it is, as we turn a double play and get out of the inning, or is that the first 2 outs?
That was the first 2 outs.
No, that's the inning. That's the inning. So she's half drugged. She's not completely drugged. And the devil rapes her. And she's like half drugged, but not totally drugged, where there's a great line where she goes, this isn't a dream. This is really happening. And the devil is raping her, and all his disciples, including Cassavetes, her own husband, are standing around all naked as he rapes her. And he turns into this beast. He's a really nice, well-mannered, good-looking guy, older gentleman, as Lucifer. But then when he turns into the devil and rapes her, he's like a monster. And he's got like claws. And she wakes up in a haze. And she thinks that she's made love to her husband. And she's like, what are these scratches all over me? And Cassavetes plays it off. He goes, oh, I got to cut my nails, baby. When in fact, she's been raped by Satan. And then her pregnancy is really weird. And she goes to this doctor who is kind of hip to what's going on. So the devil has him whacked. He jumps out of a building or something. Like anybody that gets in between Mia trying to figure out what's going on suddenly dies. And then in the end, she has the baby and she realizes what's going on, and they tell her what's going on. They've got the baby in a black crib, and Cassavetes or the devil is like, just go look at the baby. She's like, I don't have anything to do with this. I'm out. I'm gone. And they're like, just go look at the baby. And she looks, and you see she's got this motherly look on her, like, That's still my baby. And you're not like, no, Mia, no. No, grab a wooden stick and kill that damn baby. That's Lucifer. Don't. And then the movie ends and you're like, Satan wins? I don't like movies where Satan wins. I love devil pictures, but Satan can't win. Like, by definition, Satan can't win. We'd all be screwed if that were the case. It's a really, really good movie. And the other great story out of that film, and I've told this 1,000 times, so Mia Farrow is married to Frank at this point, and he's about to make a really bad detective movie, because I've seen it, called Tony Roma, where he's this slick, because Dean was doing a lot of Matt Helm, so Frank was doing this cool, in fact, I think he did like 2 of them, or maybe even 3 of them, where he's this cool detective who lives on a houseboat and boop, 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 and, you know, it's Frank. And the Rosemary's Baby went long. The production went way long. It's a Roman Polanski movie, the pedophile, and the widower of Sharon Tate, and the only reason he didn't die with her because he was in Europe doing a movie when Sharon Tate and the rest of them got whacked up there in Laurel Canyon. But so the movie is going long, and she's supposed to be the co-star of Tony Roma. So Sinatra gets on the phone, calls Robert Evans, the producer, and says, get my wife to my damn set. And he's like, Frank, we're 3/4 through the movie, and she's the movie. The final scene is the most compelling, where she falls in love with her devil child. I can't send her. And he's like, Evans, I'm going to ruin your ass. And hangs up the phone. And the next day, one of Sinatra's famous flunkies shows up on set at Rosemary's Baby with a manila envelope and just walks in and hands it to Mia Farrow. She opens it up, and it's divorce proceedings. And they couldn't shoot that day because she was a mess. That's how Sinatra divorced Mia Farrow. Final half hour of the broadcast. Don't go anywhere.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Here comes instant out.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Donald Trump wants Republicans in the Senate to kill a long-standing rule called the filibuster. The rule effectively requires that at least 60 senators out of the chamber's 100 members agree for most bills to move forward. Right now, there are only 53 Republican senators. The rule has been around since the mid-1800s. Trump says Republicans should get rid of it so they can end the government shutdown without any support from Democrats. But majority Republicans have strongly resisted calls to eliminate the legislative filibuster, since it would dilute their power if and when they are in the minority again. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 40 points, the Nasdaq rose 143, the S&P advanced 17. More details at srnnews.com.
Yeah, George will analyze that.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Bill Robbins. A 39-year-old woman from Taft has been arrested for alleged copper wire theft and was found to be in possession of over 15 EBT cards and a controlled substance. Kern County Sheriff's deputies served a search warrant in the 300 block of Tyler Street. Melissa Rodriguez was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, stolen property, and obtaining public aid through false pretenses. She was found with about 50 pounds of copper wire. The California Highway Patrol is launching a 12-hour maximum enforcement period statewide, starting at 6 p.m. tonight, running through 6 a.m. tomorrow, to protect drivers and passengers and help keep impaired drivers off the road. Remember, prescription meds, over-the-counter drugs, and cannabis can affect the driver's ability. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage California can count on.
Not again. This copier is always jammed.
We should call American Business Machines.
Since 1927, American Business Machines, an authorized
188
Canon dealer, has been providing reliable office solutions. From state-of-the-art copiers to advanced printers, we ensure your business runs smoothly. Visit abm1.com or call us today at 1-877-YES-ABM1. That's 1-877-937-2261. American Business Machines, your trusted partner for all your office technology needs.
Monday's Armstrong and Getty show. The shutdown will either be over or not, and either way, we'll talk about what's happening with that whole story. Also, got a couple of wars to keep our eye on and the economy in a brand new month.
Plus, if you watch any college football over the weekend, there's one guy that probably called the plays for your team. He calls the plays for 100 college football teams. Seems like a lot. We'll explain on the next Armstrong and Getty show.
Weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show. Weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Ow! 842-537-680-842-KERN. Ever since it happened 2 years ago, we've been talking about Abby Zwermer, a young mid-20s school teacher in Virginia who had a troubled kid in her class and first went to Ebony Parker, the assistant principal, to say that the kid was threatening people, just being unruly. And then a number of other professionals, teachers, and other people that were dealing with the kid went to Ebony Parker. In fact, they testified in the current trial, the civil trial that's going on. She's seeking $40 million from the Richland Elementary School District there in Virginia. And the assistant principal just played it off. And in fact, there was one episode where one of the staffers, the kid was carrying his backpack around all day. And several of the teachers have testified that they went to Ebony Parker and said, a couple of the students have told us he's showing off a gun. And Ebony Parker asked, have you seen the gun? And they were like, well, no, but the kids are saying that he's got a gun. She said, all right, we'll deal with that later. And then there was an incident where one of the teachers confronted the boy and said, let me look in your backpack. And he said, no, nobody's looking in my backpack. This is a 6-year-old talking to I almost cursed, talking to a damn adult. I mean, I did curse, but it was going to be much worse than that. But the teacher didn't know the law because he was afraid to search the kid. And he went to Ebony Parker, who said, we can't search the kid until his mom gets here. Totally untrue. Children have no rights. They don't have any fourth, fifth, or whatever the search and seizure is. What is that? Is that the 14th, 5th, 4th? I don't know. But they have no rights. You lost your mind. So not only were these people negligent, they're stupid. I wish, that's why I could never be a teacher. I wish a 6-year-old would tell me, no, you can't look in my backpack. I'd be like, let me tell you something, kid. You damn right I'm about to search you. Boom, put him down and grab that backpack and go through it. Particularly if it's about a gun. And even if it weren't the fact, if I'm a teacher and there's a rumor going around in this era, that there's a kid on my campus that's got a gun, then put me in jail. Fine me. I don't care. But I'm turning that kid upside by his ankles and shaking his ass till I find the gun. And if there's no gun, mea culpa. My bad. Do whatever you got to do with me. But I don't think there's a judge in America that would throw you in jail in this era for checking. And that, believe it or not, is the defense's whole position. Who could possibly think that a 6-year-old would have a gun? In the 21st century?
Who would think, I'm an old man. I'm a 70s, 80s kid. Who would think that a 16-year-old would have a gun and shoot up a school? That is out of my realm of believability. So that is the weakest thing I have ever heard. You would think, again, in the midst of what has gone on since Columbine, that on any campus, if somebody said there's someone with a gun, bells and whistles and alarms and calls to the cops and SWAT and the National Guard and Trump and bring in the military. I mean, you'd think people would go crazy. You would think that administrators' heads would be on fire. Ooh, where's the child? Well, let's at least isolate him until his mother comes or something. There's hundreds of things Ebony Parker could have done. Like if there's a rumor that Ralph Bailey, 6-year-old Ralph Bailey's got a gun, you know what I do as a principal? Let him bring him in here, and he'll sit in our office until his mom gets here. They never call the mother. At least call the mother. Say, Mrs. Bailey, do you own a weapon? Well, yes, I do. Can you locate the weapon? Do you have the weapon in your home? Because there is a rumor going on that Ralph Jr. is here with a gun. Now, I don't want to frisk him, but if you're at work, could you go to your home and see if the gun is there? Which it wasn't, and that's why the mother is doing well, she's probably out of jail now because this was 2023. She got 2 years for child negligence because she had left it in her purse. That's where the boy found the gun. And they warned her and warned her. I mean, they've got a slew of teachers that are testifying. I went to Ebony Parker, and including the guy that I said was afraid to search the boy and was told by Ebony Parker, who was, again, facing criminal charges later on, that they can't search him without his mother's presence. Well, even if that's against the law, I don't give a damn. And again, I think you get the sympathy of any judge or any jury if you said, look, it's the 21st century. It's 2023. If I hear of a student on my campus with a gun, I'm going to search him. And judge, you can throw me in jail. And when I get out of jail, if I get another teacher's job and I'm on a campus where there's a rumor that there's a child with a gun, I'm going to do the same damn thing. It's 2023. And we should take every precaution when the word gun pops up on any campus in America. It's sad, but let's face it, that's exactly where we are. Here is young Abby Zwermer.
Obvious, I thought I was dying. I thought I had died. I thought I was either on my way to heaven or in heaven.
I know you're going to think I'm a big baby or maybe just weird or what, but the night that my blood pressure went to 210 over 140, I think it was, and I was lightheaded, I was laying in the emergency room and White Christmas was on. And I'm telling you, for about 5 minutes, I thought, this is it. This is it. I'm going to go out watching Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby. I swear I thought, because I was suffering. This was like at the end of my battle with high blood pressure. And there were really hard nights. I had a hard night the other night when I found out the news about my uncle. My blood pressure, it was like 150 over 90, which it hasn't been that high in years. And I know that feeling. My heartbeat changes. The rhythm is off where it'll go boom, 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 boom. And when you have an irregular heartbeat, Chris thank God at 31, you don't know anything of what I'm talking about, but there is nothing scarier than that. And the head starts pounding. I'm laying on my pillow and I can feel my temple banging against my pillow. I know what she's talking about. That is a really weird feeling. I don't know if she saw the white light or not, but the bullet, thankfully, she put her hand out because this was a point blank range. This was in the classroom where this little boy shot her. And fortunately, she put her hand up and the bullet went through her hand And I'm guessing, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm guessing had she just simply been shot in the chest, I think she bleeds out and dies right there at the elementary school. But fortunately, she put her hand up and stopped the bullet. But she is still recovering. She ain't right.
Like, no. Like, just leave me alone. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to. No.
She's not even teaching anymore. She went to cosmetology school. The defense brought that up, and they threw it. They apparently didn't do some research because they came to find out after her people got up and said, how do you do this? And she says, I have to do it with help. I can't do it by myself. Then they brought up the fact that she went to a Taylor Swift concert. Her sister had to testify that, yeah, she went, but it was problematic. I mean, we had to talk her into getting in the car, and we had to talk her out of getting out of the car, and boop, boop, boop. I'm not sure how this thing goes, to be honest with you. I would think that she would win. I'm not sure they're going to give her $40 million, although, you know, who knows? Who knows? But to think that this incident forced her out of her chosen profession and that she's so young, and the fact that the bullet, much like Teddy Roosevelt, is still resting in her chest, the physician said that it's in such a precarious position that she'd bleed out if they removed it. That's got to be traumatic. For a young girl, be in your mid-20s, you're not even 30 yet, and you're walking around with a bullet in your chest, and you stared down the barrel of a gun. I've had a gun pulled on me once in my life, and it's not fair to make the comparison because it was so surreal to me that I really didn't think I was going to get shot. I got mugged at the parking lot at LAX because I was going to Morehouse one year, and I still have a bump on the back of my head. This is how stupid I was. They took I had like $400 in cash, so they took that from me, and they took my plane ticket, and I was so stupid. The guy was behind me with the gun at the base of my head, and like I said, it never dawned on me that this guy was going to blow my head off. I don't know why. I think I was 20 years old and just stupid. And do you know I had the audacity to say, could you just leave my plane ticket? There's nothing, you can't like cash it in. And my man turned that gun around and hit me with the butt of that gun. I still have a bump right there on the back of my head. And fortunately, they left me wrapped up in the back of our station wagon. And the only reason I didn't spend the night there is they had a security guard that I was on the top floor of the LAX parking lot. And I was jumping up and down, and the security guard, just out of pure luck, saw the car going up and down, and he came and untied me and took the duct tape off my mouth and called my dad. And like I said, I had a problem telling the truth when I was young, not at that age. I stopped lying right around 7th grade. I told you that when Skelly outed me about my brother being Jim Bailey, and Jim Bailey happened to be white. And I'm telling the story about a group of people, and Skelly's like, really? He pulls out the card. This is your brother, Jim Bailey? White as the bottom of a shark. And I was so humiliated. I was like, you know, this making up thing just really isn't working out for me. But in my parents' mind, at 20, I was still that kid. So my dad literally was like, so what really happened? What'd you do with the money? And I was like, Pop. And fortunately, he said it in front of the security guard. And the security guard was like, no, sir. I found him wrapped up in the bag of the deal. And this is about the 3rd or 4th time this has happened on our parking lots where these people they set me up. They had a girl trying to work on her car. She was in like Daisy Dukes, and like it was a hot night in LA, and had this really skimpy thing on, and I'm 19, 20 years old. I'd probably do the same thing today. And she was like, can you help me? And I was like, I was walking over there, and I was like, not really. I don't know a damn thing about a car. And then guy comes from behind me, gets me in the car, and that was that. It was a crazy, crazy night. But I just remember not fearing for my life, which is like today, shoot. Do you know, I watch my back when I come in and out of my apartment. Like there's a blind, there's the front entrance and then there's a back entrance. And my apartment is situated right in the hallway where you would come from the back entrance. And as I'm walking up to my door, I'm always like, I'm not letting anybody sneak up on my ass. Nope, not at all. I don't know what I could do, but I feel sorry for this young girl. I hope she wins. I don't think she's going to get 40 mil, but I think she's going to get a ton of money. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the week. On Monday, Dr. Jeet Singh will be with us, along with Kathy Abernathy, and hopefully we're praying that George Culver and Mark Langell will join us, and that we're celebrating our 8th 55, 63, 65, 81, 88, 20, and 24. So this would be our 8th?
9th.
9th?
You have 8.
What year did I miss? 55, 62, 65, 81, 20, 22. Which one am I missing?
24.
I mean 24. But what one am I missing?
I'm just reading here. It says you guys got 8.
It doesn't say the years?
It doesn't say the years. No. I can dig into it here real quick.
We're wrapping this thing up on a Friday. Don't forget about Dia de los Muertos Sunday, Breeder Cup tomorrow. If you're at the Fire Creek, Firehouse, Fireplace, you see a freckle-faced guy with a daily form in his hand, come say hi. That's where I'll be tomorrow afternoon. And then I'm sticking it in the ground on Sunday. Bailey versus Zucchini for the first time in months. This could be an interesting battle. Zucchini hasn't played in a long time. He hurt his ribs. And then he's been traveling. Well, he's got the best short game in Kern County. He's still gonna take my money. Quick timeout, wrapping this thing up. Keep it locked. The Charlie Kirk Show at the top of the hour. In the meantime, it's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN, where we stream live at kernradio.com.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. It's the JR Show.
So the city decides to put a jail bed task force together to find more jail
They just
beds.
walk,
And
Shohei?
who better to run the show? Well,
They just
Councilman
walk,
Bob
Shohei?
Smith. That's right.
Intentionally? That's surprising. I'd have pitched to his ass. We're slumping, dude. And this guy's on fire. That's crazy. Especially if Will hits a 3-run home run right here. Come on, Will. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, we'll take it. Let's go. Let's go. All right, all right. See, that was ridiculous. That was stupid. They're going to get on him about that. Dude's hitting 220 and you fucking walked him? With one of the two guys that is hitting coming up behind him? Thank God that's not Mookie. .328. Too bad I wasn't Dodger Stadium. That'd have been out of Dodger Stadium. What's Dodger Stadium? Like 310 down the line? No. Ooh.
That was like,
Is it like 320?
yeah, that was like 320.
Yeah, I think you're right. Boy, a base hit would go a long way right here. Good googly moogly, a base hit would go a long way. Because if we get 3-0, it's over. If we can get up 3-zip, it is over. Oh, don't. Oh, they're not. They're going to walk him to get to Mookie. That's exactly what I would do. Not intentionally. See if I can get him to chase, but I wouldn't fuck with Freddie. Because Freddie could damn sure hit a 3-run home run right here. Mookie cannot. What a baby. Yeah, I don't think they're going to pitch to him. What's for dinner? God, I have no idea.
I have leftover like spaghetti and shit from yesterday, so I'll probably just do that.
I freaking. Oh yeah, they're not going to pitch to him. I ordered the roasted chicken and got fried chicken again.
Did you really?
Yeah.
On accident?
And no, they just screwed it up.
Oh.
So I only ate the. No, I can't do that. Thanks. I love candy corns though. Yeah, I got a blood test coming up.
I'm not a huge fan.
Atta baby. All right, come on, Mook. Come on, Mook. See, this is why you should not have Mookie in the cleanup position. This is just stupid.
Gaussman's at 50.
In third inning. Ooh, that's good news.
Good, yeah.
But this is bad news.
24 left on base and oh my.
It's going to be 27 in about 5 minutes.
.1180 KERN. Now, back to the Ralph Bailey Show.
Still amazes me that Carson Daly in today's show had this as a Halloween song. I mean, that's a stretch. What's the biggest stretch? Toxic by Britney?
No, I think Toxic is the bigger stretch. Because this one again has been at least connected to some
Superstitions.
Yeah, because it's in the Haunted Mansion movie.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like it kind of makes sense in a way, but
Yeah, but
Toxic
Toxic?
doesn't make any sense. I
It
don't
really
know.
doesn't. And you think it's his devotion to
I'm not certain of it, but I'm just from what I remember of Carson Daly, he loved him some Christina and some Britney.
He is a stick. He's like a 6 handicap. He plays in the Lake Tahoe deal every year. No, it doesn't really do anything, but
Also, what were the years, the Dodger years for championships?
okay. 55
Okay.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
63.
Okay.
65. 81. 88. 2000. And
2020, but yeah.
And 2020, I mean, and last year.
2024, yes. He missed 59.
Ah, that's against, don't tell me. In 59, we beat Minnesota. No, we beat Minnesota in the 60s. Who did we beat in 59? The White Sox?
Correct.
Thank you. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Dodger history, boy. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I know my Dodger history, Jack. I can't go up against Langell, but I know my Dodger history. 842-5376, 842-KER, and the Dodgers have scored a run. Did Mookie get a base hit? What? Oh, no. It must have been a pass ball or something.
Give it a sec.
Why is it 1-0? It's 1-0 right now.
It is 1-0 right now, but
What? Mookie! Mookie! Holy cow, it's 3-0. Dad, look at Mookie, Dad, and baby Mookie. I believed in him the whole second. The whole time I believed in him. Now I was in Chris's studio talking about, there's no way.
oh, they heard you, trust me.
Oh, that's right. I
Your
forgot.
mic was off. They heard
Yeah, I
you.
forgot. Well, the radio audience didn't. And a baby move. All right. You know what if I were Dave Roberts, you know what I would do? I swear to God. I swear to God, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. There it is, why? There it is. Now it's all in your hands, my brother. It's all in your hands. It's all in your hands. It's all in your hands. We gave you 3. That should be enough. Now get it done. Now get it done. I think you got to give guys speeches like that every now and again. Put it on him. Just go take us home, baby. Get us to game 7. We gave you 3. You're Yoshinobu Yamamoto. That's more than enough. That's more than enough. Now get out there and bring it home, baby. Bring it home. I'd have like a football mentality if I were Dave Roberts at this point. When Mookie comes back in the dugout, I grab him and I go, see, you're Mookie friggin' Betts. Now go get 3 more. Go get 3 more base hits. Now let's go. I'd be going nuts. But let me do my Dave Roberts impersonation. And then he high-fives him and slaps him on the butt. And says, that's why I hated Art Shell when he was our Raider coach. I love Art Shell. I interviewed Art Shell. Art Shell's kid went to Palos Verdes High School. I know Art Shell. I hated Art Shell because he would stand there like Robert Parrish, like the chief, like Teddy Roosevelt on Mount Rushmore. You know, I like an engaged coach. I like a guy who's going to get after it and motivate his players. Oh, come on. This ought to be enough, don't you think? Come on. Why? Look at Mookie hitting the ball out of the infield. Holy Toledo. That could be a good sign. And I'm telling you, if we can win tonight, all bets are off, baby. As we told you earlier in the week, or maybe it was later last week, the visiting team wins more often in baseball. Wins more often Game 7 on the road. That's a true fact. Now, there's some other facts that are not in our favor. The Game 5 winner wins 68% of the time, and we don't pay attention to that. That's just stupidness. That's just craziness. But if we can hang on tonight, if Yoshinobu Yamamoto can throw a shutout and we win 3-0, and then if we can get him out early, keep his pitch count down, hell, I'd start him tomorrow. No, I wouldn't. But I'd bring him in if we needed 6 outs for the championship. Let's all say a prayer. I know it's not Sunday, but good Lord, baseball gods, just get us to Saturday, would you please? I got to get out of here. For Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. Have a wonderful weekend. And that's what's really going on. I will rap to you on Monday.
This is AM 1180 KERN Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM.
Whenever you're ready.
No idea what I'm having for dinner tonight. Not feeling my grand avocado chicken. I would go to Pollo Camparo and get roasted this time, but I'm afraid I'm getting Halloween pictures sent to me. Wow. She went all out. Good googly moogly. Wow, 8 minutes. Busy Friday night. I'm telling you, my promos never run in Scott's show. And have you seen our commercials?
Honestly, I haven't.
Our TV spots?
No.
You'd never know I worked here. It's Scott, it's JR, it's Snacks, and there's one shot of me with my head down. You wouldn't even know it's me. And if I were to complain, I look like the biggest jerk in the world. But it's like, really? I'm like, not. There are 2 spots that I've seen. One spot I'm totally not in. The other spot where it's like the multiple of us, it's me, JR, and there's one shot of me, and I'm down and it's like a 2-second shot. I don't know whether it's 17 or our people just said, he ugly. We're not going to put him in. Snacks is in it. He's like dancing and stuff. I'm like, okay. Guy with the best ratings, not even in the thing. Okay, all right, that's fine. What did we talk about today? What did we talk about today? Anything funny? We talk about anything funny? Please stand by. My ex brought them over to trick or treat a couple hours ago. All right, what do we talk about? Should I do Dodger baseball? No, it'll be old Monday. No, I'll do it. Ready? 3, 2. Thankfully, a federal judge has stepped in as forcing the Trump administration to release emergency funds for SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Act. God damn it. 3, 2. Thank goodness a federal judge has stepped in and is forcing the Trump administration to use emergency funds to pay for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, or food stamps. But this shutdown will likely end after Tuesday's election. It's all about stupidity. We've got to start paying our TSA people and, most importantly, our air traffic controllers. 3, 2. It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Monday TRBS. Well, it's a Monday, so Dr. Jeet Singh will be with us, along with, of course, Kathy Abernathy. And hopefully we're celebrating a Dodger World's Championship. All that and me at 3. It's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you Monday.
VeganInsider.com. Researchers looked at the number of ghost sightings per city and cities' per capita murder rate as they say darker history leaves a trace. The federal investigation into who dumped over 300 piles of human remains in the desert outside Las Vegas goes on. A funeral home stepped in Wednesday to help recover them. An investigative team first reported finding the more than 100 piles of cremated remains in August in a desert outside of Searchlight, which is a rural community near Las Vegas. The Bureau of Land Management confirmed they were cremated human remains. Representatives from Palm Mortuary removed around 300 piles from the desert. I'm Bill Robbins in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash. Fantastic. Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes.